into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Feel it in your bones. It's a brand new day. In fact, it is your day. If you didn't know it yet, it is your day to own, to crush, to dominate. Hopefully you're feeling inspired this morning, as inspired as we are. We love having you in our company. So good to connect with our brothers and our sisters out there.
Amigo.
How are you, my man?
You are connected to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Boy reporting for duty. Hey, and speaking of beautiful names, there are 4 beautiful names to reckon with
there were 4
tonight.
Sure.
Unbelievable, right? They're nervously getting ready in our makeup room right now, preparing, of course, for the big event, which is tonight, the Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition grand finale. And there they are. Kuze, Jamie Lee, Nathaniel, and Dee. The question
In
is,
full color.
who are you rooting for? Because 2 of them are going to be taking up spots.
Like literally by the end of this week, they will be live on Expresso as the 2 new members of our show. I mean, it's yeah. I have to say that they all gave me kind of an air of quiet confidence. They've changed so much. They've grown into the role. They've spent so much time on camera being put through their paces, being tested, that I think they have kind of come of age, which is ideally what we wanted. This process was to take them to a point where they would be comfortable enough to come and step into our crazy world of live TV, and I think they're ready. But heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking to have to say goodbye to another 2. But ultimately, this was a competition. There can only be 2.
Absolutely. So let us know, who are you rooting for between the 3 of them? Of course, the finale is tonight. It is the Expresso Show edition of Presenter Search on 3. So there's Jamie Lee, Dean, Nathaniel, or Kuze. Who are you rooting for? Who are you hoping to see sit in these hot seats every morning, bringing forth the feel good?
I mean, and we're ready to embrace them, eh? We've been feeling the vibe now. It's been such a build-up for us as well. I think I'm ready now. I'm ready to welcome 2 new members to our team.
All right.
But they can all be proud. I think they've all done so well.
Absolutely. They've been helping, or they will be helping you get ready for mornings after tonight. But right now, let's help you get ready for the morning. Take a look at the weather. What's up, Uncle Tabsy?
Hey, very good morning to you. Welcome to it. It is your Uncle Tabsy right here at your Feel Good Breakfast show. Thank you so much for choosing to wake up with us this morning. We start off the day by taking a look at those temperatures across those major parts of the country, hopefully to help influence what you are going to be wearing this morning. We start off in Johannesburg, where it's partly sunny conditions with delightful temperatures today that range between 13 and 27 degrees. And as the evening approaches, cloud cover will slightly decrease, as well as the humidity. Expect that coming through as well. If you're out in Durban, thunderstorm today, intervals of cloud as well as sunshine with warm temperatures. That's for the duration of the day. And of course, towards the evening, if you're out in Durban, expect those cloudy conditions that are to be expected with a strong thunderstorm in spots. Be prepared for rain. Durban, Port Elizabeth, it's a rainy day for you. Mainly sunny conditions with a strong southwesterly wind. It will die down in the evening, and as the day progresses, cloud cover will increase with a shower in spots. So don't forget your umbrellas and your raincoats. And Cape Town, times of sunshine and occasional clouds with a southerly breeze that picks up as the day progresses, and the sky will clear up towards the afternoon with humidity decreasing due to the wind. And that's what it's looking like in those major parts of the country. It is time to rise and shine and make the most of your day. Why not make the most of your winning at your wardrobe game too while you're at it? Because as you can see, I am sporting more of a summer preppy style today. I've decided this crazy Cape Town weather, we know this. It's got its ups and downs. So what I'm doing today is I'm channeling these feel-good summer vibes in a pair of shorts. As you can see, my favorite sneakers that I'm wearing. They can be simple, but you can also play with them a little bit in terms of detail and what you want to be wearing. And of course, what I've done is I've topped it off with a crisp and fresh classic white linen button-up shirt. They are so perfect. This is an ideal seasonal piece that really works from day to night from the Studio W collection, and really it'll be a bit of a connection in terms of wherever you are, whether you're going to the office or whether you are going out in the evening. Be sure to add this to your must-have list for summer. Gents, it's very important to do this. And of course, ladies, it's also a great piece you can steal from his wardrobe. Let's be honest, you can wear it over your cozy with your favorite skirt or your shorts. Why not? So this summer look is available to shop in-store, online, or on the Woolworths app. Be sure not to miss out on your own authentic look this season. Go and get it.
Thank you so much, Uncle Tubbsy. Well, in case you missed it, it is a presenter search on 3, kind of mini takeover, because the Expresso edition wraps up tonight, 7:30 live, right here on SABC3, where the stage is yours, where we're going to decide on our final 2 to be joining the team. So please send your love, your thoughts on who you think should be going through to the final, but just show some support, because they've all certainly earned it. And hopefully we're going to leave you feeling positive this morning after all of this. And here is a nice quote to get you feeling a little more positive. Surrender to what is. I like that. Let go of what was. Have faith in what will be. To be honest, the only thing that actually exists is what's happening right now. The past has no relevance other than that which you give it. And the future, well, it's hopeful. You can fill it with faith. You can embrace it, but it doesn't exist. All that exists is the right here and now, the moment. So live a little in the moment. Let go of all the other nonsense, the baggage. Live in the moment. Be present in your own life. Be mindful and embrace it. But that doesn't mean you can't be hopeful and inspired for the future. And I'm inspired for the next 3 hours because we got you in our clutches. It's going to be an awesome show. Let's get our official duties underway with the news headlines.
It is going to be an awesome show. Indeed, time for us to take a look at those news headlines. South Africa's unemployment has hit the highest level in more than 11 years. The rate has worsened to 29.1%. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan yesterday released the so-called special paper on Eskom and said that the new roadmap was the beginning of the government's plan to reposition the parastatal. In international headlines, Nigeria has recently partially closed its border with Benin in an effort to stem the smuggling of rice. Later, it's closed its border to the movement of all goods from Benin, Niger, as well as Cameroon, effectively banning trade flows within its neighbors. In America, a gay Missouri police sergeant has won almost $20 million in damages after being told to tone down his gayness to gain a promotion. Sergeant Keith Wildhaber of St. Louis Country was allegedly passed over for promotion 23 times despite stellar performance reviews. And finally, wish to see the Springboks play England in the Rugby World Cup final this weekend? The good news is that there are tickets available. The bad news is that you will have to pay more than 40,000 Rand for a decent seat. And remember, a ticket to the game is only one part of the package, as a round-trip last-minute ticket from Johannesburg to Tokyo would set you back at least 25,000 Rand. One special spectator who will not miss the game, though, is Fezakele Kolisi, who will travel abroad for the very first time to watch his son, Sia, lead the Springboks in the Rugby World Cup final. The match will also be Sia's 50th in a Bok jersey. How wonderful. On that note, it's time for Graham to tell us what's happening in the world of sport.
Well, I get to kick off with some pretty good news for the Springbok camp. Springbok head coach Rassie Erasmus has confirmed that star winger Cheslin Colby has recovered from a knee injury sustained in the Rugby World Cup pool match against Italy and will be available for selection when they face England in that Rugby World Cup final on Saturday morning. And some great news from a South African perspective. It has now been confirmed that Cape Town will be the official host city for the 2022 Rugby World Cup Sevens. This will be the first time the Premier Tournament will be hosted on the African continent. Quite a badge of honor. Then looking at our Tuesday night PSL action, it saw Orlando Pirates forward Tsagofatso Mabaso scoring an 80th minute offside goal to beat Highlands 1-0. That was at the Makolong Stadium. And in tennis, world number 3 Naomi Osaka has pulled out of the WTA finals taking place in Shenzhen, China, due to a shoulder injury. More on all of those stories, and we're also going to introduce you to a powerhouse in the world of motocross, and he comes in quite a pint-sized package, so stay tuned for that. But that's where we leave our sport for now.
We've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures rather bright and early this morning. Thank you so much to Polo Mokame for sending in your sunrise from Pretoria, where partly sunny conditions can be expected with delightful temperatures reaching a maximum of 30 degrees. And if your name is JP Malherb, well, thank you so much, JP, for sending in this amazing sunrise picture from Robertson, where intervals of clouds and sunshine can be expected with little to no wind and increasing cloud cover towards the evening, reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. How stunning. Well, you too can get your pictures through to us on our Facebook page using that hashtag Expresso Show. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country. We start off with Polokwane, a low of 17, reaching a high of 22 with a couple of showers expected today. With a light drizzle for Mbombela, 17, starting off over there, reaching a high of 22. The capital city, Pretoria, 14, that's your low, reaching a high of 30. If you're out in Johannesburg, 13, that's your minimum, reaching a maximum of 28. And if you're out in Mahikeng, it's a sunny day for you, the highest temperatures in the country as well, 15 peaking at 32, with Klerksdorp starting off at 7, reaching a high of 29. Kimberley, a sunny day for you over there as well, 5, that's your low, reaching a high of 26, and sunny Bloemfontein starts off at 4, reaching a high of 25. A light drizzle is expected, wind reaching a high of 21, but starting off at 12, and that speed of wind, southwesterly wind, is 28 kilometers per hour. It's a sunny day though. Craddock 3, reaching a high of 25, with a strong southwesterly wind, 39 kilometers per hour. That's how fast it's going. For Port Elizabeth, 12, reaching a high of 20. George, 10 and 19, with the lowest temperatures in the country. Sutherland, 2, reaching a high of 17. Occasional rain is expected out in the mother city, Cape Town, 12, reaching a high of 18, with high humidity for Worcester, 7, reaching a high of 21. Springbok, 11, peaking at 26. And lastly, sunny Uppington starts off at 11, reaching a high of 28. And that's where we leave it for now. The next update will be in just over half an hour. No matter what the weather's looking like this morning, hopefully it'll be a feel-good type of hump day.
It's always a feel-good kind of morning when we're hanging out with the one and only Sis Princess, who's always serving up delicious coffee, delicious muffins and croissants, and just the best all-round conversation. Sis Princess, do you know that South Africa loves you?
Yes.
They love you. You are now an internet viral sensation. In case you missed it the other day, we were talking on Monday after the Springboks beat Wales about the final coming up against England, and this happened.
We talk a little bit of sports, a whole lot going on over the weekend, but we are feeling fiercely patriotic. In fact, I want to celebrate with a coffee. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
good
so
way to celebrate.
Just like, yeah, not that we need the quote stuff.
And of course, link up with us on our social media pages. We want to know what your score prediction is for the final coming up on Saturday. It's going to be a very tough game. So, Princess, how do you see the game going? What do you think? What's your score prediction? England versus the Springboks in the Rugby World Cup final of 2019 in Japan. What is your score prediction?
2-1.
2-1. Yeah. Mashallah, Springboks. Mashallah. 2-1. Take it. 2-1.
I mean, that's amazing. That's what live TV is all about. We live for it, we love it. And so that clip was shared by one of our viewers online and now has been viewed by some 200,000 people and still counting. And then there's been some great comments coming in from social media. Tatingaka says, a win is a win, whether unconventional or not. Yes, we love it. Oksala is a winner. Prince Ngobo here says, when soccer is your life and they ask you about rugby. Hey, what matters is that it's a sport that unifies the country. Toasted Eye says, it's a ratio. Good people, stop laughing. Exactly, it's a ratio. 2-1. Oksalayo siya wina. Okay? Andy Swa Takukaku says, I am her, she is me, we are together. Yes. Do you know that AKA even shared that video? And somebody then commented on it. There he says, breaking myself because he had a good laugh at it. And then Zazi says, 2 tries to the Springboks, 1 to England. Simple. Nyego sister wam. Yes, exactly. What matters is that we're going to win this final come Saturday. Good luck to the Springboks. Good luck to the boys. Yes. All right. So anyway, let us know what your thoughts are. What is your very own score prediction? Of course, hashtag Expresso Show. I say 2-1 to the Springboks. Now, 1 time, Sis Princess. Yes.
Only Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Let's inspire you just a little bit in the extreme world of competitive motorsport. I'm going to ask you a question. Is a 5-year-old too young to pick as a surefire winner? Well, young motocross enthusiast Ethan Williamson wasn't waiting around to be picked. From the day he first saw the sport, he has been laser focused on becoming a champion. And just 3 years on, he is representing his country.
Currently leading the South African Championship this spring, Ethan was asked to ride for South Africa at the FIM International Africa Motocross of African Nations, which he won.
My dad showed me motocross on TV and I just really wanted to do it. I kept on begging him for a bike, and then when I was 5, I got a bike, and then 5.5, I did my first race.
You know, I think it's about Ethan having the dreams and hopes. I always say to Ethan, does he want to ride? Does he want to race? And it has to be his choice. And I think that's why he's achieved as much as he has. His future dreams are to go race overseas and go race internationally. And although he's 8 years old, you know, I think I need to support that dream. We spend a lot of time away from home, and it takes a commitment from the entire family. So not just from Ethan and myself, but Mom, and I have 2 other children. So, you know, we're on the road for quite a lot with them.
The fitness is insane in the sport. You have to train, put in so much work. Your heart rate's got to be so high when you're riding. Ethan's putting in all the hard work that he needs to do. and that's why he's getting the results that he's getting in the races. I love training with him. The best feeling is if we've been working all weekend and the next weekend's a race and we come to the weekend, we just absolutely smash it and just win the race. You know, it's the best feeling.
I have to work extra hard at school because I'm always traveling and I have to do reading in the car, I have to do math in the car.
Balancing studies with dedication to his sport, Ethan's already competing in other countries, and a championship-winning career is surely on the cards.
Just how awesome is that? Please welcome the recently crowned TRP, South African National Motocross Champion. He is a champion and he's only 8 years old. Ethan Williamson and his father, Warren Williamson. Welcome to it, gentlemen. I would imagine, Ethan, you're used to the applause, you know, being a champion. Welcome to it. Congratulations, Warren. Awesome to meet you, man.
Great.
Guys, thank you so much for coming down. Hopefully you enjoyed that little kind of expose on your life. It looks so cool when we see you out there doing it. There are so many questions I want to ask someone, because you are young, and I mean that with all due respect, but you're a little guy still, and you're doing very big things, and I'm sure inspiring a lot of people along the way. But you've had a stellar season, dude. How do you think about your season? How are you feeling about where you are right now?
I'm feeling great because, I mean, like, I worked so hard for this my whole life. I've been working for this. It's really hard to do it.
I have no doubt, man. I've just been on the back of a bike a couple of times, but to do it at the level that you're doing it and compete and remain focused, that's a lot for a child to take on board. Warren, I've got to ask you, how grueling is this process for the parents? Never mind the child.
I think that there's sort of a lot of aspects that go into it, and especially, you know, our job as parents is to bring up a great young boy or young man. And so at the moment, it's sort of finding that balance of still letting him be a kid, but yet he takes his motocross really seriously. And then, you know, with regards to the travel, and it's a big family commitment. We've got, you know, 2 other kids that have to travel around the country with us. It's 14 rounds that we have to travel around the country for, so it's a lot. Plus, then he also won the Africa Cup of Nations, which meant we had to travel to Zimbabwe with the whole family. So it's a big commitment from everybody in the family.
But when it's reaping rewards and you're enjoying it as much as you are, I think that's the most important thing, that you're getting this validation out of it. You don't win every time. It takes a long time to get to the point where you're starting to get this championship status. But what do you tell yourself on the day? So the last 2 rounds haven't been as good as the start of the season. What do you tell yourself when you don't win?
I just say we can work harder the next round, or like just stay consistent the whole time, and yeah.
So what makes you so good, dude? What makes you better than the next rider? What do you think makes you such a good motocross rider?
Probably it must be my dad.
Aww.
Because he just teaches me everything about motocross. He didn't even ride motocross, and he just knows everything for some reason.
Hey, because he's a dad, man. Because he's a dad. How cool does that make you feel?
Yeah, look, it's amazing, and he gives me credit, but it's all him. It really is all him. I mean, it's his love for the sport. So for me, it has to be about his commitment. You know, we wouldn't do it if it wasn't that he loved it and he was so committed to it. So, and we let him be the driver. It's his decision where he goes with the sport.
So where are you going with the sport? And I'll put this question to both of you. Are you thinking about long-term goals, or was it just about enjoying each ride as it comes? Or are you going to be an adult world champion? What's the goal?
The goal is to ride for Red Bull KTM and
You heard it.
In America and Europe, the MXGP and all big races internationally.
And that's the path. That must be the goal if he's doing it now.
Yeah, so we try sort of set short-term goals, and then the long-term ones, obviously the big dream for Red Bull KTM and to ride international. But as I say, he has to drive it, so we'll follow his lead and just support him.
So what's the next goal? So thanks for bringing a bit of your silverware as well. I imagine you're running out of space in your cabinets at home, but what's the next? Surely the championship is where it's at the moment.
Yeah. So we've very luckily we finished the championship off last weekend. So we won that. So he's now, as I say, South African and African champion. Our next goal, hopefully, he moves into a new class next year. So it's going to be a learning year for us, and that's the thing with the sport. It does take a lot of work to get to the point. So next year will be a learning year, and the following year, hopefully, South African champion and hopefully world champs.
Got to level up, man. Got to level up. I've got to ask you, because you seem to really have it all together. You've given me such a cool vibe here, dude. What advice do you have for other young people, maybe not just even in motocross, but other young guys like yourself wanting to take something seriously and excel?
If they want to take something seriously, I mean, like, they probably, the first thing, you have to enjoy it. And, like, they can't, you have to, when you start it, you can't give up, like, straight away. You have to carry on.
Stick with it, man. Stick with it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're going to stick with it. I hope I'm going to get to see you riding for Red Bull KTM. I hope you guys are listening again. But you're setting such an example, awesome example, and clearly you guys have got all the parent boxes ticked as well. So congratulations on your incredible success. Enjoy that for a while. I know it's all about the training for the next one, but just soak it up for just a second. But we're so proud of you, man. Congratulations. Well done, buddy. What a champion. You can feel really mundane right now as we go into an ad break. We'll see you on the other side. Well.
Support Crush in giving away another 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need. Buy a Crush, dial the number on the pack, and stand the chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand. Hashtag share the goodness. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3, connecting with you on this Wednesday morning. Now, earlier on this month, we discussed the announcement and the introduction of the General Education Certificate into the schooling system that would allow learners to finish grade 9 with a General Education Certificate. Now, following the feedback from you, our viewers, that you gave us on social media regarding this segment, we've invited a representative from the Department of Basic Education, Mr. Elijah Mhlanga, to help us shed some more light tonight and to answer those burning questions that you have. Mr. Mhlanga, thank you very much for joining us. We really do appreciate having you here.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
So the GEC still remains a hot topic of discussion, especially on social media. I'm sure you've seen it trending.
Yes.
Let's begin by understanding why the General Education Certificate is being introduced and how it'll benefit the country.
Well, let's start by understanding the architecture of the education system in South Africa. School in South Africa is compulsory between grade 1 and grade 9. So at the end of grade 9, it's no longer compulsory. And that's how it is even in other countries in the world.
And has it been this way for a while?
It's been like this. It's just that sometimes we don't realize that in terms of the constitutional mandate, our mandate says that we need to make sure that learners are in school on compulsory basis between grade 1 and 9.
Okay.
So grade 9 is when school
is no longer
compulsory. So from grade 10 onwards. That's why right now, if you're in grade 10, that's when you choose which subject you want to follow in terms of the career that you want to do in your life. So we are saying at the end of the compulsory schooling phase, you need some certificate that will certify that you have completed the compulsory education level. And from there, you'll then be able to go to any other place where you might want to finish your education. And we've been saying that some of the learners are already going to TVET colleges to complete their education. But even when they go there, they don't have a certificate which will indicate their strengths and weaknesses so that where they go, they're able to get the assistance that they need. So that's exactly the whole purpose. Why we are doing it is because we want to open the scope to be wide for them to be able to choose. Because what you have right now is the academic path. Academic path is what forces people to go to university, to do degrees that they're not going to use because there are no skills in them. But it's also what makes a lot of our young people to drop out of school because we don't have any other paths that they could follow that are aligned to their areas of interest. So now we are saying we'll add to the academic stream, we'll put the vocational as well as the technical so that they're able to do careers that have got those subjects that are going to help them, that they want to follow. So school is boring for some. So we say, no, it cannot be that. And I'm saying this because it comes from the research that we've been looking into. It says that some of our learners drop out because they say school is boring, it's not giving them what they want. So we want to address that particular gap now.
Tell me a bit more about this research and how it was conducted, and I'll get back to the question about how the Basic Education Department sees this being beneficial to the country. How was this research conducted? And obviously taking into account that for most of us, school wasn't the most exciting thing. You know, at a certain given time in life as a teenager, there are a lot more fun things for you to do than to have to wake up early in the morning, go to school and take on subjects and tests that you're not necessarily a fan of. So I think it's quite a broadly held notion. But how was this research done?
We've been looking into the whole issue of dropout rate because people were saying, why is it that 1 million kids will start school but only 600,000 are writing the grade 12 exam? So we had to look into the reasons for why. And we found that, of course, some get arrested, others because of drugs, because others drop out because they want to work for their families in childhood homes. And then there's that group that says, school is boring for me. I don't see the point of going to school. But when you look at where they are, you find that they are in schools where they are learning subjects that are not really interesting to them. So now we want to say, if you can do these types of things with your hands, and you're able to create things, and maybe you want to be an electrician or a plumber or whatever, now we'll have schools that will offer that so that you're able to go to those places.
Let's talk about the changes that are being made in the schooling system to allow for the subjects, the right kind of subjects to be introduced, such that at grade 9, when you have your GEC and you do decide to take a vocational route, you are equipped.
Yes. Now we're introducing subjects. In fact, we already started. Last year, we introduced 12 new subjects that were not already there in the curriculum. So now they are there and they're technical in nature, but we're adding more because there are going to be 26 when they are all introduced. So all those subjects, they focus on all sorts of things. I mean, it's woodwork, it's hairdressing, all of these things that the country needs for its economy to function. So we are encouraging young people to learn about these things and know that it's not just about you going to university to get a degree that you can't use.
Yeah.
You can go to a TVET college where you can learn a technically and practically based course, which will, at the end of your studies, give you experience that you need for you to be able to start your own business or get a job somewhere, but you will have skills.
From a basic education department point of view, was this research modeled on something that has been successfully executed elsewhere in the world?
Absolutely. We've been to Finland, Germany, US, China, Japan, and we found that, in fact, we researched 18 countries around the world, and about 8 of them are in Africa, where these things are happening and successful. So as far back as 1995, 96, when we look at the white paper on education, it was already there. All that we didn't do was to implement it earlier, but we are doing it now in phases. So we are absolutely confident that what we are introducing now is the right thing that the country needs, because if you read the NDP, it's also there. We are required to produce a cohort of young people with skills, not young people with degrees they can't use. Look at the number of unemployed graduates now. We're addressing that particular challenge.
Indeed, and the rising unemployment rate as well. Final points from the Department of Basic Education to address this.
Well, just to say that parents need to now start to have a conversation with their children about careers that they want. Don't force your child to go to university if they don't want, because they're going to drop out at that level. It's going to be a waste of money and time. Allow them to follow careers of their choice, support them, and make sure that they're able to progress in life with your support. Don't work against them, work with them.
Yeah, Mr. Elijah Mhlanga, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We certainly heard that that was a conversation that was much needed and enlightening for you, especially as a parent of a child in high school right now, or a child going into this very critical year of grade 9, and hopefully with your successful GEC being acquired at the end of it. Our thanks to you, Mr. Mhlanga.
Great stuff. Thank you so much.
It's a Wellness Wednesday with Medicare. Are you an apprehensive young mom, like many out there, is looking for a trusted clinic and a nurse to tend to all of your little ones' needs, your needs as well? And are you looking for a place that can really support your family's overall health and wellness? Well, in studio today, we've got Rihanna Brits and Sister Shay Ray. We're going to share with us how Medicare clinics can help you looking after the health and well-being of your baby, but also your entire family, because we come as a package deal. Ladies, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wellness Wednesday. Rihanna, I'm going to start with you. How did you first connect with Medicare, and what has your journey been like with them?
So originally, you know, when I was pregnant, I thought, where am I going to take my baby for immunizations and checkups? Because being a young mom, you know, that's one of the first things. You have this little bundle of joy. So I went to, you know, these mamahood groups that you have on social media, and you as a parent would understand these social network groups. So I put the question out there, where do I take my little one? And a lot of people came back and said, Medicare clinic. And I originally didn't realize that a pharmacy could have such amazing clinic care specifically for mom and baby. It has been such an amazing journey, and that's why I'm so excited to be here, to tell other moms, you know, that if you go to a Medicare clinic, you can actually have that type of care.
Often it's just about having someone who knows those critical milestones. You mentioned the immunization, that's a massive thing. Sister, maybe I can focus on you now, because I would imagine you play a vital role within the community. How do you see your role? What does the Medicare pharmacy at large and specifically the clinic play, do you think?
Graham, you know, you're a parent, you know, especially for first-time parents, it's a long, hard, sometimes very overwhelming journey that you start on. And you need someone to help you. So my suggestion is that as soon as you come out of hospital, 1 week to 10 days, get yourself to a clinic. Our sisters are all well trained in baby services. And the sister will then guide you through the weight gain requirements, breastfeeding, tummy cramps, and any other issues that might come up that you're worried about. Later on, she'll start talking to you about the vaccines that are due and that whole immunization process, which people are really nervous about, and they really don't want to go through it. And, you know, you need to trust your sister. You need to start building a relationship with her, and you need to see her on a regular basis. And also, at the same time, you know, we look at the mother, and we chat to her, and you can pick up any telltale signs of postnatal depression. But I think the most important part is reassurance, especially as a new parent or new parents.
So maybe, Rihanna, I can ask you to expand a little bit. You've told us how you found your way to Medicare and to the clinics. What would you recommend, and what would you say to other mothers who look for the same resource?
I would definitely encourage them to go and walk into their nearest Medicare, have that first consultation with the clinic sister, and be open and honest and discuss all of those. You know, in South Africa, I think especially, there are so many home remedies for, you know, teething and, you know, everything else that goes with it. Have that relationship with a healthcare professional where you can actually ask all of those questions and you can have those discussions, and who can walk the journey with you with good experience and advice that you can rely on.
If you can get advice in this way, but build that constant relationship of trust, that is a massive thing. But why do you think people keep coming back to Medicare, not just to the clinics, but just to the pharmacy as well?
Yeah, I think it's because we treat everybody as part of the family. We develop relationships with our customers, with our patients, and also some of us at Medicare and some of the clinics, we have access to the state vaccines, which helps a lot as far as cost is concerned. And those clinics who don't have that access do offer the vaccines, but obviously at a fee. And we will put it through the medical aid for you. And at this point, I just want to say to parents, please keep your savings for the vaccines. It's so worth it. And then also, you know, apart from that, if your child takes ill, bring them in. Let us have a look. And together with the pharmacists, we can maybe get the best treatment for the child. And obviously, if needs be, I will refer you back to your general practitioner or back to your pediatrician, but let us try and help you. And then at the same time, we often have specials on our nappies and baby creams and baby food. And, you know, at the end of the day, it all matters. The costs and the savings matter.
They really, really do. What age can you start going in for video meds specifically, and what other services do you guys offer?
We do family planning. Some of us have access to the state's family planning products, which also, again, helps a whole lot. And those clinics who don't have access to that stock, we can do a video doctor and get a script for your family planning. And then, obviously, anybody in the family over the age of 2 who takes ill or who needs a doctor's consultation, you can come in, we can do our video med doctor. And it's a one-stop shop. And really, we're happy to look after the whole family, from the tiny tots right up to the grandparents.
Thank you so much. Thanks for also joining us too. And enjoy the journey of parenthood, the roller coaster ride that it is. It is really comforting, I think, to know that young mothers especially can go to Medicare pharmacies for all of their babies' needs, for their needs as well, and that the sisters and the pharmacists are there to answer any questions that you may have when it comes to early child care, that critical phase, and give you peace of mind in caring for your little one. It seems like almost as much as you do.
Medicare, reinventing pharmacy for you.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Medicare, they're changing the way we approach healthcare.
So important to look after yourself.
Absolutely important. And our children as well.
Absolutely.
Speaking of our children and looking out after ourselves, look at this amazing Clover Crush carrot and orange juice. It's time for it.
I was going to ask you, because on Monday we were talking about crushes.
Yeah.
How would you describe your flavor to your crush?
Oh, man, 100% no preservatives. What are you talking about?
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
Yeah, and they've come out with it, brand new Clover Crush carrot and orange, 100% pure vegetable and fruit juice blend there that's enriched with beautiful vitamins A, C, and E. No added sugar. Lovely, refreshing taste and flavor for your morning. Would you like a glass?
I would like a glass, please.
Should I do Okay,
but this is perfect. I've actually had this on the weekend. It's perfect for those, Saturdays around the brow where you're really just trying to refresh, but you feel like you're getting the vegetables in at the same time and you're having your weekend at the same time. Or crusha nicely, giving you that a boost with this tasty and healthy juice, now available in all major retailers. Tell them we sent you.
This is Season 9 of Tropica Island of Treasure. Welcome to Curacao in the Caribbean. Buy Tropica and come find your smooth fame and fortune. WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for audition details. And stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million rand. Grab a Tropica for details and see you in paradise.
The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win hundreds of thousands of prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your feel-good breakfast show. You are connected to it, and it's so good to be in your company on this Wednesday morning. Now, it's been a thrilling, sometimes heartbreaking, but certainly emotional 13-week roller coaster ride on this season of Presenter Search on 3, which has all been focused on discovering and uncovering 2 new faces for your feel-good breakfast show. Now, the finale, it is happening tonight. Finally, and we'll be finding out who will be calling this beautiful studio the new workplace. So please put your hands together, finally, for the final 4 in alphabetical order. Kuja Addams, Nathaniel Davis, Jamie Lee Dolberg, and Dean Woodman. Squeezed together into one couch. And soon, 2 of them will have to be making space.
It's graduate Kuja Addams. In case you don't know, you're a marketing specialist.
I found that out.
Oh, man, we love you guys because we really have gotten to know you. Obviously, off camera, we've spent a bit of time with you. So congratulations to the 4 of you, from all of our family to your family. Hopefully it feels like your family now as well. Kutla, I'm going to start with you. Does it feel a little surreal? You know, there's such a long journey to get to this point, but it's just the 4 of you left now. How are you feeling about tonight?
I'm extremely excited but nervous at the same time. It does feel like that.
Don't cry, please. I know. Save it.
13 weeks, guys, and it's like out of thousands of people auditioning. It's like the final 4, the Fantastic 4.
Yeah. There we go. Well, and then speaking of that, the experience, you talk about 13 weeks that we've seen on screen in the shows, but there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes, and a lot of emotion as well. Nathaniel, has the process turned out in a way that you anticipated when you initially posted your audition video?
No. Not absolutely
not at all.
Like I
in what way is it different?
Now look, you go.
You just have to think about that. No, thought about it? No.
No, look, you think it's all airy-fairy in the beginning, man, because you don't know what happens behind the scenes. You know, TV is a business with humans, period. And anywhere you find humans, there will always be stuff happening.
Complexity.
Yeah, and also the challenge, the personal challenge. So you think, nah, man, I got what it takes. I'm sure I got what it takes. But then you find out what it really, pulls out of you emotionally, physically, technically, a lot of stuff you got to remember, and the human side, which is, you know, you with a group of people consistently, and then one disappears, dropping like mosquitoes, adapting to that. I was with someone, now they're not here, now I got to be friends with someone else. Yo, I haven't spoken to them for 14 weeks. Yo, what am I going to say? Yo, last night was fun, right? So you learn a lot of social skills through this process, but it's lacquer. It's a lacquer process.
Oh, man, clearly you have grown through this process. Nathaniel, well done, buddy. One thing that I suppose comes with the territory is opening yourself up to the big, wide world out there, and people will, often not being very complimentary, people will let you know how they feel about you, but you guys have received a huge amount of support through this process. You've got fans now. You have fans. How cool has that been, connecting with people, not just on social media, but getting the response after the shows, kind of feeling like you're actually on TV now?
Funny you should mention it, because we went to watch Nathaniel over the weekend, so we were all together because he was performing, and like people would be like, Nathaniel! And like, so it's super cool to like just see
That was
everyone.
just Dean, yeah.
No, we're not going to go to Dean. Like, we try to get in Dean's DMs all the time and be like, Dean, what is people saying in your DMs? And Dean's just like, guys, we're not going there.
Oh, wow. What happened there?
We're not
F-name, like it's cool.
Yeah. No, but I feel like everyone has been super chilled and super nice, and like it's been very overwhelming because you like want to respond to everyone and be like, thank you so much, but it's just been so much love, and everyone's been rooting for everyone. So whether it be like Kuthli and Dean and Nathaniel and Jamie, so it's so nice and it's so overwhelming, but like lots of love for everyone that's been like rooting for all of us.
And Dean, tell me about the wealth of experience that you've gained personally, professionally, being part of this process. I'm sure it's changed you in many different ways, right?
You see yourself from the beginning of your audition video, and you see where you are now, and it's hectic. You don't actually notice the change, but everybody that you see talks to you about it, and even the fans. I mean, they basically literally telling you, we've been with you on the journey, we can see how it's changed. Yeah. And funny enough, your co-workers as well. So you'll be in a meeting and you'll say something, they'll be like, oh, there's the presenter in it. And you're like, but they give you shade, but at the same time, they give you compliments. And I think what it's taught me is never too young to follow your dreams. Simple as that. I mean, if you look at it, you know, you go through your life and you think to yourself, yeah, you want to do this, or you're not sure. Life gets a hold of you, kids get a hold of you, and then the next thing you know, you're doing it as a dare, and you realize, actually,
I wanted to ask, man, do you think you would have done this if your mates, your trainers hadn't dared you to do it?
You know, I don't think I would have. I think I would have left it aside. I would have stopped it. But your friends always know the inner you. You know, your friends always know what you really want in life. Your friends always are watching you and seeing what you can do, as well as your colleagues. So I'm actually thankful that they did it. Because it actually shows you that there is a channel that you want to pursue, and that's what you're going to go after.
Wow, man. Well said, well said. So, finally, how are you all feeling about having met some of the most incredible South Africans throughout this journey, and literally having a moment that so many of their fans would have loved to have had? You've sat down with the likes of Joanne Strauss, we're talking Kanyimbau, Anga Mankubalo, current Miss South Africa, Zozibini Tunzi. These are incredible people that you've had the chance to meet.
Yeah. I think they're all incredible people, number one. And secondly, because of the things that they've done with themselves in their lives and their journey, we can take inspiration from them. You know, especially going through all of this, and that being the final part of, you know, presenter search. For me, it was an amazing experience.
But I love your face, Nathaniel, as he's talking. You're like, I'm being judged right now. We're not judging you. We have no say.
In this competition, I tie my laces and Patience is looking at me. I'm like, Patience, I
Left
don't know
over
if
right,
this is
left over right,
You
man.
never know when and where it might come up. I'm always on the ball.
We also never know what's going to come out of your mouth.
This is this is a fact. No, this is true.
I love the friendship and the camaraderie. That's also
for sure, man.
As well.
Yeah, look, I mean, all four of us have been with each other. You just said it earlier, like more than 13 weeks. So it's very hard not to want everybody to win. You know what I mean? So wherever it goes and whoever gets it, we know that it's the best one for the job, and it's the best one that the fans are also going to love on TV every single morning.
Just don't leave the WhatsApp group. Just keep it. Keep the group alive, man. But well done.
Listen, you don't want to miss out on the end of this journey to finding out who will take the two coveted presenting spots right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And will it be Kuthla? Will it be Nathaniel, Jamie Lee, or Dean? Tune in tonight for Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition at 7:30 p.m. for the grand finale to find out right here on SABC 3, where the stage
is yours!
Catch the nail-biting grand finale for Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, tonight at 7:30. Graduate Kutle Addams, marketing specialist Dean Woodman, model and mother Jamie Lee Domberg, and comedian Nathaniel Davids compete for their time to shine as two new faces on your feel-good breakfast show. Catch all the emotion tonight at 7:30. Repeat Saturday at 1. Only on SABC 3. The stage is yours.
Join former Miss World Dr. Relene Strauss and the ever so suave Nico Panaggio as they host this year's Pink Polo, presented by Biomedical Emporium on the 9th of November at Valdevie Estate. With proceeds going to breast cancer awareness, be part of SA's Who's Who saying hello to summer with a day of polo, fashion, sunshine and celebrity in the winelands. At the Pink Polo, presented by Biomedical Emporium.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Feel it, it's your life, it's a beautiful thing. Why? Because it's your birthday. Happy birthday to all of y'all that are celebrating your birthdays today. Let's see, let's hope we got a video dedication through today. Surprise me, surprise me.
Hoping.
Come on.
We did. We certainly did. And this one was sent via WhatsApp by Jessie, and it's a dedication to Charles. Take a look.
Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yay!
Theme party. They had an entire TikTok themed party. Did you see that?
No.
That's
well
pretty
done,
cool.
man.
Very
Hopefully
nice. Thank you
enjoyed your
so
party,
much,
Charles.
Jessie. We really appreciate that. And happy birthday to you, Chelsea. And then also WhatsApp sent in by Mela as a dedication to Shamel Fransman. Take a look.
Just want to say happy birthday to my sister Chanel Fransman in Potchefstroom. Today is her birthday, 30th October 2019. Happy birthday, my sister. May you enjoy your day and have a blessed day.
Happy birthday, Auntie Chanel.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Chanel. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip. Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray!
Oh, that is the cutest thing ever.
Too sweet.
Oh, beautiful. beautiful dedication there for Chanel Fransman. I wonder if it's the Fransmans that I know in Potchefstroom. Yeah, because
ain't that big,
Lyndall Fransman was a mate of mine in school. So
let us know, man.
Part of the bigger
Connect
Fransman
with
family.
us.
Happy birthday. Cool.
But happy birthday, Shamal. And then a happy 59th birthday to you, Mrs. Sue Governor. May God bless you all. And that's coming from Sharma Naidu. Then a happy 18th birthday to Jasmine. May the Lord bless and keep you for many years. I pray that you receive peace and a joyful life. That's from Gerard, Mummy and Daddy.
Also, Zay just turned 4 years old today. So happy birthday, Zay. Enjoy the rest of your day. I love you, Angel. A dedication from your family there. Well wishes to my husband, Simaka Makwatang. On your day, from your wife, Cynthia, and the kids, Dumelo, Tabang, and niece, Sianejo. In case you were wondering.
Yeah, just in case you couldn't figure out that's Simaka on the right there. Then a happy birthday to our amazing son, Tyrell. You are truly a blessing from above. It brings us so much joy and love. Every day you light up our lives with your beautiful smile and your kind heart. That's cool.
Lovely message.
With all your love from Mom, Dad, and Granny. Then wishing my phenomenal wife and mother of our kids, Jenna, a happy birthday. May you have nothing but a blessed day. Lots of love from your husband, Jeremy, kids, Parisan and Yvania. Happy birthday, Jenna.
A message coming in saying, we say Mubarak on your 6th birthday, Zakia. May Allah accept all good du'as. I hope that you are wonderful. You have a wonderful day. And this is from Mommy, Shamima, Daddy, Rushdeen, and also your sister Farzana. Happy birthday to you, Zakia. And this year has been a roller coaster, but we made it this far. So, on your very special day, I want to wish you nothing but the best in health and happiness. Happy 57th birthday, Linda. I love you, Sky Size. Oh,
Sky Size. Linda, listen. Linda, listen. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Sky Size. Then finally, a huge happy birthday shout out to our twin boys, Liam and Kian Nickel, who are celebrating their birthdays today. May you be showered with God's blessings on this very special day. We love you a lot. That's from your daddy, mummy, and from Jaden. Happy birthday, Jaden.
Can you tell from that photo who's the good twin and who's the naughty twin? No?
No. Can't tell them apart.
Well, listen, thank you very much for those beautiful dedications, especially the videos that came through. Do send them through to us on 0716406551. Those beautiful sing-alongs or special message dedications as we saw this morning. Sweet. And also you can send through the rest of your birthday wishes to birthdays@cardova.tv. And if it is your special day today, happy birthday.
Okay, sweetie, time to blow out your candles.
Don't ruin the moment. Prevent allergies or cold and flu with fast-acting powder nasal spray from the Nexa range. Nexa, brought to you by Pharmadynamics.
We certainly hope that you are enjoying your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Wednesday morning. And while you're celebrating your birthday, perhaps with a cup of coffee watching the show, let's quickly get you up to date with the morning's headlines.
Time for those news headlines. South Africa's unemployment rate has hit the highest level in more than 11 years. Statistician General Risenga Maluleke yesterday announced the findings of the Labour Force Survey for the third quarter of 2019 at a briefing in Pretoria. The rate has worsened to 29.1%. Numerically, the working population is comprised of 38.6 million people. A total of 23.1 million are active in the labour force, while 6.7 million are unemployed and 15.5 million are not economically active. The unemployment rate is the highest for individuals with less than matric, namely 34.4%. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan yesterday released the so-called special paper on Eskom and said the new roadmap was the beginning of the government's plan to reposition the parastatal. He said Eskom would be divided into 3 entities, namely generation, transmission and distribution, subsidiaries that would fall under Eskom Holdings. Meanwhile, Mineral Resources and Energy Minister Gwede Mantashe told Parliament that the discussions are underway with industry players to find a way of reducing the cost of electricity, which had increased by more than 500% over the last 10 years. In international headlines, Nigeria recently partially closed its border with Benin in an effort to stem the smuggling of rice. Later, it closed the border to the movement of all goods from Benin, Niger and Cameroon, effectively banning trade flows with its neighbors. This just 3 months after Nigeria had signed the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. With 55 member countries, the agreement will create the world's largest free trade area. Nigeria's actions now raise important concerns about the prospects of regional integration in Africa. In America, a gay Missouri police sergeant has won almost $20 million in damages after being told to tone down his gayness to gain a promotion. Keith Wildhaber of St. Louis Country filed a lawsuit against the police in 2017 after allegedly being passed over for promotion 23 times despite stellar performance reviews. After lodging a complaint, Sergeant Wildhaber alleges he was reassigned to work the midnight shift in a station further away from his home. A witness testified that one of his superiors described him as being way too out there with his gayness. And finally, a 12-year-old Ghanaian prodigy has gained entrance to university to study public administrations. Vehemence Bamfo is the youngest out of some 3,000 who have just been enrolled at the University of Ghana. He passed entrance exams with flying colors after being homeschooled by his father, Robert Bamfo, a chemical engineer. Young Bamfo told the BBC's Focused on Africa program that he has ambitions of being taking on Ghana's top job. He wished to become president, lift high the flag of Ghana and make Ghana a truly independent country like China, the US and Britain. In doing all of this, he hopes to study constitutional law, the political systems of administration, principles of management, economics and accounting. That's a feel-good, inspiring story. That's where we leave it for now. Here's Graham with a look at your sports.
Let's start off with good news for the Springbok camp. Springbok head coach Rassie Erasmus has now confirmed that World Cup star winger Cheslin Kolbe has recovered from a knee injury sustained in the Rugby World Cup pool match against Italy and will be available for selection. That's when they face off against England in the final on Saturday. Kolbe missed out on the semi-final against Wales, replaced, of course, by Sabu Nkosi. It was also announced that the final will be officiated by French referee Jerome Garces. Then some great news from a national front. It has been confirmed that Cape Town will be the official host city for the 2022 Rugby World Cup Sevens. This will be the first time the Premier Tournament will be hosted on the African continent as well. South Africa was awarded hosting rights after presenting a detailed and comprehensive proposal, and Cape Town's proven track record of delivering a sellout event helped the bid, of course, and this will be the first World Cup to be hosted in South Africa since the 2010 FIFA Football World Cup. And then on to football. Now, Tuesday night's PSL action saw Orlando Pirates forward Tshegofatso Mabaso score an 80th minute goal, an offside goal, in fact, to beat Highlands Park 2-1 at the Makulong Stadium. Highlands Park coach Ondagama expressed his frustration after the offside goal was allowed. And this was the Buccaneers' third win in the Premier Soccer League. This far been a frustrating season, and now up to 8th on the log from 10th position. Pirates currently have 12 points, while Highlands Park remain in the top 4 on 14 points, despite suffering their third loss of the season. Then on to tennis world number 3. Naomi Osaka has pulled out of the WTA finals taking place in Shenzhen in China due to a shoulder injury. 22-year-old Japanese tennis star overcame Czech player Petra Kvitova 7-6, 4-6, 6-4 on Sunday to advance to the final, where she was expected to play world number 1 Ashley Barty yesterday. But Osaka was replaced by alternate Kiki Bartens, who is the world's number 10 ranked player at the moment. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Thank you very much, Graham. We take a look at your traffic right now, starting off in KwaZulu-Natal, out in Berea. On the N3 westbound, there is a stationary truck that's before Market Road, obstructing the left lane, so please make sure you approach that area with caution. In Gauteng, Midrand, there is congestion on Main Road southbound between Summit Road and Ethel Avenue. The average traveling speed over there is 15 kilometers per hour, with delays up to 15 minutes. And off to the trains, there are defective points at Fish Hook impacting the Simonstown train service. Inbound trains will use platform 2 at Kalk Bay and St. James. Please allow for additional travel time. Save yourself some time and take it easy on the road. The next update will be in just over half an hour. Well, we've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Thank you so much for heeding that call. Tando Kumalo sent us his sunrise picture from Cape Town, where times of sunshine and clouds can be expected with a passing morning shower reaching a maximum of 18 degrees. Abram also sent us his sunrise picture from Port Elizabeth. What a beautiful picture. Mainly sunny conditions can be expected today for you, with a strong southwesterly wind and a shower in spots reaching your area towards the evening. And of course, that maximum for you will be 20 degrees. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country. We start off in Polokwane, 16 is your low, reaching a high of 26. And a light drizzle is expected out in Mbombela, times of sun and rain, 17 and 22. The capital city, Pretoria, 14, peaking at 30. And if you're out in Johannesburg, 13, that's your low, reaching a high of 28. The highest temperatures in the country, Mahikeng, 15 and 32, with Klerksdorp starting off at 7, reaching a high of 29. It's a sunny day for you, Kimberley, 5, that's your low, reaching a high of 26. If you're out in Bloemfontein, expect some sun as well today, 4, that's your low, reaching a high of 25. A light drizzle is expected out in Richards Bay, 18 minimum and a maximum of 23, with a couple of showers expected for Pietermaritzburg, 13, reaching a high of 20. Occasional rain for you, South Africa's playground, Durban, 17, reaching a high of 21, with Mthatha starting off at 10, peaking at 25 degrees. And of course, a southwesterly wind, we spoke about this, 28 kilometers per hour for East London, 12 and 21. Sunny day nonetheless, and of course Craddock also 3, peaking at 25. Port Elizabeth, you've got that strong southwesterly wind. It's traveling at 39 kilometers per hour, 12, peaking at 20 degrees. And if you're out in George, 10, that's your low, reaching a high of 19. The lowest temperatures in the country, Sutherland 2, reaching a high of 17, with occasional rain for the mother city, that's Cape Town, 12 and 18. High humidity for Worcester, 7 and 21. For Springbok, sunny today, 11, reaching a high of 26. And lastly, Uppington, your temperatures today, 11, that's your low, reaching a high of 28. No matter what the weather's looking like, make sure you make it a feel-good type of day.
Well, it's time for Smooth Fame and Fortune with Tropica. Now, the question is, have you entered for hashtag TIOT9 yet? Are you ready to win your share of 1 million rand in a grand prize? And have you always wanted to be a TV or radio star like Anga and Bongs or Lizanne and Brendan Paper? Well, if the answer is yes, now is your time. Well, let's find out how many days you've got left to enter this experience of a lifetime. It looks like there's only one day. Yes, 1 day left. Entries actually close tomorrow. Yes, Graham? Only 1 day. So enter now if you want to make it to Tropica Island of Treasure. And you can enter by sending a WhatsApp with the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for all of the entry details. The time is getting tight, literally 24 hours. So enter now if you want smooth fame and fortune. WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for all of the entry details. T's and C's and more information can be found on the website tropica.co.za. 1 day to go. Good luck.
Every day, brave young kids around our country fight their own private battle against cancer. To show them that other kids and families have got their back, a portion of the proceeds from every NutriKids product sold will go to secure the next Clover NutriKids Choc Home in Port Elizabeth. A support base where children undergoing treatment and their families are accommodated, supported, and given a fighting chance against cancer.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to it, your feel-good breakfast show. You are connected to it and hopefully feeling all those feel-good vibes on this Wednesday morning. Time to update you very quickly on some of the news from the world of technology. We know fitness trackers are quite the thing. They've actually caught on. I mean, everyone out there has grasped at them with their imaginations, but most of us have yet to actually own a proper smartwatch. However, one of the world's biggest technology companies, Google, could be about to make one of its own. There's a report out there that suggests that Google is actively trying to buy new technology from Fitbit, the very makers of the very popular fitness trackers, as well as some smartwatches that they've got as well, and all in order to develop their very own smartwatch. Now, apparently, the product could be built for a number of different price ranges and might be built around tracking activities like running and workouts, all the way to sleep, as we've known most of our smart devices to do, or wearable technology, right? Now, although they're not officially available in South Africa, Google does already make their own range of Pixel smartphones, leaving a lot of people to speculate whether the company could be planning to release a Pixel smartwatch sometime in the near future. And those are actually quite popular as well.
Wow. They're moving, hey?
Yeah, they really are.
Google are getting themselves into spaces we previously may have not imagined them to want to enter, which
expanding the market.
It's beautiful, it's beautiful. Well, someone else who's trying to expand the market is Facebook. They might not be very well known on the healthcare spectrum, but that could soon change with the news that the company has now launched a new set of tools called Preventative Health Reminders. Now, the feature, which was unveiled just this week, is designed to prompt its users to seek regular consultations with doctors and service providers, and will issue alerts specific to a user's age and gender. So it's quite specific, very specific. Now, the company has already revealed its first focus and will be campaigning to raise awareness for heart diseases and, of course, various other forms of sort of cancer in the United States to start with. Now, the feature is now rolling out in the firm's mobile applications, where users can now opt to get relevant reminders and notifications when they're next due for an update, or if the service has identified that their age or gender places them at risk for a certain illness or disease, which I think is actually quite groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's great that social media is going in this way, that's focused on our well-being. The question now is, what data does Facebook need from you to make that possible?
And what are they going to do with that data when they then have that data after that?
Think about it. Let us know maybe on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. What would you say to an option like that? Would you opt in for a regular health reminder every now and then from your Facebook page? You log on in the morning and says, hey, remember, you need to go and get checked by the doctor. Would you like that?
I would do it. I would totally do it.
You can't remember on your own?
Sometimes you forget. You do forget sometimes to see the doctor. Thanks, Facebook.
Here in Expresso, there is a universal law that we certainly agree on. Do good and good will happen to you. And it seems that our insurers are using the exact same philosophy when it comes to our car insurance plans. Drivers can now be rewarded for good driving. And here to share exactly how we can capitalize on this, Norwandle Mbalo, the Managing Director for Standard Insurance Limited. Great to have you back in the hot seat as we broach something that I would imagine for a lot of people out there who are insured would pique their interest. We want to bring our premiums down, yes. We want to be rewarded for driving well, because I think a lot of us feel like maybe it doesn't matter. You know, you're insured. But now we can actually affect how we're insured by being better drivers and improving our driving practices. So how can our insurers reward us for good driving behavior?
Graham, I think it's actually a very important point, a very sensitive one, because when people get insurance, getting a reward is not actually topical in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
For a lot of part, you actually start saying, I've been paying all these premiums. If I don't claim, what's in it for me? Through telematics and one of other technologies that are available there are quite a number of these. We're in a position to give back to the customer immediately a reward for their driving behavior. Your cornering, your acceleration, your speed at which you're actually driving, also the times of the day that you actually choose to drive, and also the option of actually not driving during peak hours, not driving at night, using other vehicles or other modes of transportation, which actually take you out of the risk of being exposed into extent. It actually, that benefit, we're able to give that back to you as a consumer, and you can feel it. It's not delayed, it's not in the event of a claim, but you actually rewarding you immediately.
And ultimately, I mean, it's taking you out of those high risks. There's a reason why we consider those high risk areas, times, because you are at a greater risk. So there is even the added bonus of being safer in that sense. How does it actually work?
So there's various options available in the market. Telematics, as alluded to, is one option at which, given your driving behavior, you immediately get your rewards based on your speeding and your acceleration. And it works in two ways. The benefit is immediately in the reduction of your premium on a month-to-month basis. The other option is that it's actually guaranteed for the duration of the term. So when you take your driving behavior for a certain period, be it 2 weeks or 300 kilometers, you're in a position to actually, because your driving behavior, trust me, doesn't change after 2 weeks.
You might fool it for a day, but...
For a day or two, because you're aware, you feel like someone is watching you. After 7 days, you actually go back into your
second nature, yeah.
So immediately we're in a position to reduce the amount of time. We don't have to basically monitor your driving behavior for endless. It could actually be just after 2 weeks. We're in a position to get enough data around your driving patterns.
And
the insurer rewards you.
Term for 12
and
months.
that premium is actually discount is effective for the duration of your term.
What other ways can I potentially lower my premium?
The other way is also looking in terms of your excess. If you increase your excess that is payable in the event of a claim, you can actually reduce your monthly premium immediately. And that's actually very important, but also taking out some of additional items like your car hire, and really looking in terms of your policy, in terms of what are the things that are essential that you need. You can proactively do that as a customer to reduce your premium.
Just be aware then that you are going to need to be able to cover an excess should you have an excess.
Should you have it,
those
that
sorts
amount,
of things. But I think ultimately it starts with having a conversation with your broker or chatting to someone from your insurer if you've got an existing relationship. Just ask questions.
Ask the questions, but also mitigate the risk of being exposed into an accident, because the biggest contributor also is your claims history. If you're a regular claimant, that will also affect your premium.
Premiums are going to go.
So take advantage of the technology that is available, take your driving behavior, also mitigate the risk of being exposed into an accident by choosing alternative routes, but also choosing other forms of transportation, particularly in busy periods.
All right, educate and empower. Thank you so much. And ultimately, just be a better driver. Just strive to be a better road user. And of course, you get to reap the rewards. And if you're in the market for car insurance or an improved car insurance plan, looking for that new plan that suits your needs and your budget, then you can simply SMS INSURE to 30788. And as a nice little add-on, we right now will give you the opportunity, if you SMS and you get that quote, give you the opportunity to stand a chance of winning a state-of-the-art Samsung Galaxy S10. Very nice. Remember that the standard SMS rates do apply, no free SMSs, and all the terms and conditions can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
Get an insurance quote and stand a chance to win one of 6 Samsung S10 smartphones. Simply SMS the keyword INSURE to 30788 for a callback and a quote, and you could be a winner.
So in case you didn't know it yet, there's lots of excitement courtesy of our friends Dion Wired, who've kindly refilled our blue boxes, which means that you have another chance to win one of 3 incredible prizes of tech from Dion Wired. And up for grabs, we have super stylish Smeg kettle and toaster, a lovely bundle there that's valued at 5,600 Rand. Next, we have a state-of-the-art Epson printer and then a Samsung tablet bundle valued at 6,499 Rand. And then last but not least, we have a Nintendo Switch Lite gaming console valued at 3,999 Rand. 1, 2, 3.
Hot prizes. Hot prizes only. Now, to stand a chance of winning, you just need to SMS in the keyword Dion Wired, your name and your email address to 33728. Plus, when you SMS in, you're also entered into the grand prize draw to win a 30-second tech dish. In a Dion Wired, it's worth a crazy 100 100,000 Rand. So if you didn't win before, then make sure you enter and keep entering. SMSs are charged at 150. No free SMSs apply. And this competition will end on the 15th of November. All the T's and C's, you can find them on expressoshow.com.
Good luck. Start SMSing now. Go. Go. Quickly. Do it now.
Dion Wired, where humans go for technology.
Bring home more than just memories of Mauritius with Club Med's all-inclusive holiday packages for families, friends and active couples. Choose from 3 Club Med Mauritius resorts and save up to 15% on your December 2019 booking with their early booking bonus. Extra bonus, kids under 12 stay free in Mauritius and fly free on Air Mauritius. Contact the agency by Club Med to book and visit clubmed.co.za for details.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, man.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you,
Wednesday.
buddy. Yeah.
It's Wednesday.
It is a Wednesday.
Gutting.
All right, so it is a Wednesday. We have established this, which means it is another edition of our Wednesday feature where we focus on law, sometimes the unconventional side, sometimes the very conventional. It's called So Now What? And we are joined once again by our friend, our expert lawyer and director at legalese.co.za, Eitan Stern. Today's question is, I've hired someone to come clean in my home. So now what? Okay, does raise a couple of interesting questions. We'll be focusing on what your legal rights and recourses are when it comes to the legalities of having a house helper come clean in your home.
And a very practical question, because I think it applies to quite a great deal, many South Africans.
Yeah, it's a very South African socio-economic situation.
Yeah, for sure. It's a thing in South Africa. We've got a lot of people who need employment, and because of that, we've got a lot of types of jobs that people are encouraged to hire in lots of different sort of settings. So in South Africa, obviously different to the rest of the world, you've got a lot of house helpers and cleaners.
Yeah. So are there any laws that govern and regulate the relationship between domestic employer and domestic employee?
Great question. And this is something everyone who has a domestic worker needs to know about. There are definitely laws around it.
Yes.
Lots and lots of laws. So most of them come from an act called the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, Secretarial Determination 7, but you don't need to know that. And there are laws, because we have a history of discrimination or unfair labor practices in South Africa, pretty much all types of labor in South Africa are pretty well regulated and protected. So employees and workers in all instances are pretty well protected in South Africa. And so that definitely includes domestic workers. And so if you want to know what the laws are, it's definitely worth kind of reading up about it. There are lots of useful guides online. But first things first, there are employees and there are 100% laws around having cleaners in your home.
Do those guidelines then extend to minimum wage?
Yes, for sure. So there's the National Minimum Wage Act, and it sets a minimum wage for domestic workers. It sets it pretty low at 15 Rand an hour. So it's low, but luckily there is a minimum wage, so that's a discussion for another time whether that's a good or a bad thing. But there is a minimum wage, 15 Rand an hour. You can't pay less. Hopefully you're paying a hell of a lot more.
Yeah. Let's talk about how factors like the frequency of work, the hours worked, transportation costs, housing costs if your employee is living with you. How do all of those affect what you should be paying?
Okay, so this is something that if you are hiring a domestic worker, all of these factors, just like when you're hiring any other employee, all of these factors are relevant in working out that person's pay. So how far they have to travel, whether meals are included, how long they're working, whether they're looking after kids, whether they're looking after animals as well, whether they have to live at your house. All of these things are relevant in working out what you're going to pay the person. So it's really important that people look at what you're asking someone to do and make sure they're being paid a fair wage. Also really crucial, and a lot of people miss this, if you have a domestic worker who's working more than 24 hours in a month, they have to be registered for UIF, the Unemployment Insurance Fund.
Oh, wow.
Most people don't do it. Really important to do it, because if that person loses their job, then they're going to be able to claim from UIF. Lastly, and crucially for people to know, is that you can't deduct things from your employee's salary. So if your domestic worker breaks something in your house, you can't deduct it from their pay. If you need to buy tools, cleaning products, etc., you can't deduct that from their pay. You say, of course, but these things happen, which I mean, it should be, of course. And you definitely can't deduct their uniform or their clothes that they have to wear at work. All of these things can't be deducted from their pay. So it's really important that people out there know those things.
And why should you, with a minimum wage of
15 Rand
an hour? You should be deducting absolutely nothing. I'll be really interested in finding out the guidelines around UIF, and if that needs to be deducted. I mean, people are that interested, they're just literally passing out.
Shocking news.
Such shocking news. Whether that needs to be bolted on, added on over and above, or gets taken away from. So would you add that on to your salary, or how does it work?
That's a really good question. I'd need to check the sectorial determination, but it's there. It will be in the act whether you are deducting it or not. Again, I imagine if you're paying as little as 15 Rand an hour, then you shouldn't be deducting
that on.
Bolt that on. That's not going to be massive amounts of money.
Yeah. So lots for us to understand when it comes to the legalities around the relationship between a domestic employer and domestic employee. If you are in that kind of situation at home, perhaps throw those questions our way. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. That's where you will find us on Facebook, and that's why we have, of course, our friend and expert in all things law, Eitan Stern from legalese.co.za, to answer those questions for you. And we look forward to continuing this chat on the other side of the news headlines.
It's just after 7:30, time to look at those news headlines. South Africa's unemployment has hit the highest level in more than 11 years. The rate has worsened to 29.1%. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan yesterday released the so-called special paper on Eskom and said that the new roadmap was the beginning of the government's plan to reposition the parastatal. In international news, Nigeria recently partially closed its border with Benin in an effort to stem the smuggling of rice. Later, it closed its border to the movement of all goods from Benin, Niger, as well as Cameroon, effectively banning trade flows with its neighbors. In America, a gay Missouri police sergeant has won almost $20 million in damages after being told to tone down his gayness to gain a promotion. Sergeant Keith Wildhaber of St. Louis County has allegedly passed over for promotion, or was passed over for promotion 23 times, despite stellar performance reviews. And finally, wish to see the Springboks play England England in the Rugby World Cup final this weekend. Well, the good news is that there are still tickets available, but the bad news is that you will need to pay more than 40,000 rand for a decent seat. And remember, a ticket to the game is only one part of the package, as a round-trip last-minute ticket from Johannesburg to Tokyo would set you back at least 25,000 rand. One special spectator who will not miss the game, though, is Fezakele Kolisi, who will travel abroad for the very first time to watch his son, Sia, lead the Springboks in the Rugby World Cup final. The match will also see Sia's 50th in a Bok jersey. And that's where we leave it for now. Here's Graham with a full look at your sports news.
Well, then on to another player who will have a Bok jersey waiting for him this weekend. Springbok head coach Rassie Erasmus has confirmed that winger Cheslin Kolbe has recovered from a knee injury sustained in their pool match against Italy and will be available for selection when they face off against England in that final of the Rugby World Cup on Saturday. Great news from a South African perspective. It's now been confirmed that Cape Town will be the official host city for the 2022 Rugby World Cup Sevens. This will be the first time the Premier Tournament will be hosted on the African continent. Then on to football. Our Tuesday night PSL action saw Orlando Pirates forward Tsegofatso Mabaso score an 80th minute, what it looked like offside goal to beat Highlands Park 1-0 at the Makolong Stadium. And in tennis, world number 3 Naomi Osaka had to pull out of the WTA finals taking place in Shenzhen, China, due to a shoulder injury. We'll expand on those headlines in a half hour.
And we take another look at your roads this morning. We start off in Gauteng, out in Midrand. There has been a multi-vehicle accident that's on the N1 northbound before the Golden Highway. The right lane is currently blocked and causing heavy delays, so please keep a lookout for this. In the Western Cape, Milnerton on the N1 inbound, there is congestion between Plateau Kloof Road as well as Sable Road. The average traveling speed over there is 20 kilometers per hour, with delays up to 20 minutes. And if you're rushing off to the trains, well, there is an extended travel time of approximately 60 minutes that's on the Strand and Muldersvlei line. It's due to current infrastructure conditions as well as sets out of service. And that's where we leave it for now. Take it easy on the road and hopefully save yourself some time. We'll be back with another update in the next half an hour.
Conclusion becomes a question.
Yeah. Very much Sam Cross for sending us your beautiful sunrise from Durban, where intervals of clouds and sunshine can be expected with pleasant temperatures, with a strong thunderstorm towards the evening reaching a maximum of 21 degrees. Gary Okamp also sent us his incredible sunrise picture from East London, where sunny conditions can be expected with pleasant temperatures, and of course a southwesterly wind is expected over there reaching a max of 21. You can still send your picture through to us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3, with the hashtag Expresso Show. And now we take a look at those temperatures. A couple of showers are expected out in Polokwane, 16. That's your low, reaching a high of 26, with a light drizzle expected for Mbombela. Times of sun and rain, 17 and 22. And the capital city, Pretoria, 14 and 30. Johannesburg, 13 is your low, reaching a high of 28 today, with the highest temperatures in the country, Mahikeng, 15 and 32. Klerksdorp, sun and clouds, 7 and 29, with Kimberley starting off at 5, peaking at 26. It's a sunny day out in Bloemfontein, 4, reaching a high of 25, with a light drizzle expected for Richards Bay, 18 and 23. If you're out in Pietermaritzburg, expect a couple of showers, 13, that's your low, reaching a high of 20, with occasional rain for Durban, 17, reaching a max of 21 degrees. Mthatha, 10 and 25, and a southwesterly wind is expected. It's going at 28 kilometers per hour. That's for you, East London, 12 and 21. Sunny Craddock today, 3, reaching a high of 25, with a strong southwesterly wind at 39 kilometers per hour. That's how fast it's going in Port Elizabeth, 12 and 20. George, 10, your low, reaching a high of 19. The lowest temperatures in the country, that's Sutherland, 2, reaching a high of 17. Occasional rain for the mother city, Cape Town, 12 and 18, with high humidity for Worcester, 7, reaching a high of 21. Springbok has a sunny day today, 11 and 26. And lastly, sunny day out in Uppington as well, 11, reaching a high of 28. Well, no matter what the weather's looking like in your part of the country, it's a Wednesday, it's hump day. We're going to make it a feel-good type of day.
We're back again with Eitan Stern from legalese.coza, of course, our friend and expert in all things legal. And we're talking about the relationship between a domestic employer and domestic employee, the laws that govern that, what should be done, what shouldn't be done, minimum wage, we've discussed that a little bit. And I guess that leads us to the question, in the understanding of the law, is a domestic worker regarded as an employee? And then, for instance, in a lot of circumstances where an individual would be servicing the households of multiple other families or individuals around, do you then regard them as your employee in that relationship?
They're a freelancer.
Yeah, exactly.
No, for sure.
Okay, well, I mean, the whole industry exists at the moment with gig economy domestic workers. But so it's a great question, and the idea of an employee versus a contractor is extremely relevant in South African law in lots of contexts. Because if you're an employee, you get access to a whole lot more rights than if you're a contractor. So just like with any other worker, you go through a test, and you see, well, does the employer have control over that person's working hours? You know, do you supply the tools of the trade? There's a few questions that you ask in working out whether this person is an employee. So basically, if they are working for you the majority of the time, you decide on what they do every day or most days of the week, then they're probably going to be considered your employee. And if there are more than one family where they're considered an employee, then they can have two employers and both have to give them the same employment rights as the other one. So you can definitely be an employee in more than one place.
That being said, should there be a contract in place, and knowing that there are probably not a huge amount of contracts in place when it comes to house helpers, do the legal boundaries still apply if you don't have a contract?
Okay, for sure. So there should definitely be a contract in place. You know, just like anyone listening to this who is an employee will know, a contract gives you a lot of safety in your job. It sets the boundaries. It lets you understand where you are in your
ways as well,
100%, and it gives dignity to the employment relationship. So there should definitely be a contract in place. And I can't remember your other question.
If there isn't a contract,
if there isn't
still legally
a contract,
bound by the same...
For sure, you're still legally bound. So the laws apply in all instances. Laws apply whether you've got a contract or not. So you know, just because a person doesn't have a cleaner doesn't have a contract, they still get access to their labor rights through the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. And if they're an employee, whether you're calling them an employee or not, they will still have access to rights through the Labor Relations Act.
Yeah. Let's talk about how a household employee could take action against a household employer.
All right.
How they have access, and maybe name some instances wherein that's applicable.
Fantastic. So if someone is terminated, if their employment is terminated unfairly, if a cleaner has stuff deducted from their payslip unfairly, if they're treated badly, they can approach the CCMA. Just like any employee. If that doesn't work, they can go to the Labour Appeals Court and or the Labour Court and the Labour Appeals Court. So, and then there are also unions for domestic workers. So domestic workers can be part of a union, and they've got you know, kind of power behind them. So there's definitely places that people can get recourse. And as an employer, it's just important the best advice that I can give is to get educated around the laws around hiring a cleaner. The Labour Department has some fantastic guides on their website. There's lots of resources online which just lay out the laws very, very clearly, what you have to pay, the breaks that you have to give people, all that sort of stuff. It's really laid out clearly. It's not very complicated. So I really recommend people just go online, find one of these guides, read it, and you'll be able to know exactly how you're supposed to treat your employee.
Yeah, it's also about improving each other. You want you want someone to grow in that space, and I like the fact that you use the term bring dignity to that relationship, and that's something that hopefully has resonated with a lot of people. But I think the most important thing is you want to avoid any kind of legal ramifications in a relationship like that, because you've built a solid foundation. So educate yourself, look after your employees, 100%. Whether you have a contract yet or not, and I say yet because you must, and then maybe you also want to think about that minimum wage, which I think is
look after them like they're looking after you.
Exactly. Eitan Stern, thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you on the other side. There's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. To enter for Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, buy any size and your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life. Find the unique code behind the label or the sticker. Then follow the entry details on the pack and you could win daily prizes of airtime, cash, LG Q60 smartphones, 55-inch LG UHD smart artificial intelligence digital TVs, steam dishwashers, Caribbean tan hampers, or guest watches. That's more than 100,000 prizes. Now for your chance at competing in Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, record a video audition of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Then load that video onto Instagram, Twitter or Facebook with hashtag TIOT9 or WhatsApp the video to 063-921-8395 and it could be you winning a share of 1 million rand plus smooth fame and fortune while flying with KLM to the Caribbean for this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone's favorite Cookie family is back. They're spooky, they're dark, and they are mysterious. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Yes, they are the Addams Family, and they are back in animated form just in time for Halloween. We love it, with a pretty superstar cast and some grisly adventures bound to keep us all thrilled with excitement. So myself and Kat, we headed to go and check out this for ourselves with our box of popcorn, our new limited edition salted caramel M&Ms, which I can see Kat's already trying his.
I'm digging in.
We wanted to see what it's all about. Take a look at this little teaser.
What a lovely morning.
What kind of topsy-turvy place is this?
So different. Pugsley, don't drink it all. This gentleman wants some too. Wednesday. How dare you enter this house like that?
It brings out my smile.
You don't have a smile.
But I have a lot of things you don't know about.
Have a good day at school. Do your worst!
Yuck. I've done this thousands of times.
Flip the switch. My creature!
Totally awesome. Good news, everybody. Pugsley's gone.
Dig up your brother at once.
You're weakening the gene pool.
Oh, that's just awesome. That's super. That is Absolutely brilliant.
Now that I've seen that again, I actually realize how much I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, man. Great entertainment, great movie, great fun out for the family.
I took my mom, because we don't get enough time to spend with each other. So I was like, Mom, let's go. Take me to the movies. And we went to go and watch it together. And the sweetest thing was there were a whole lot of parents with their young children.
Yeah.
And then my mom and I watching those really fun, cute movies. So what did you think? What do you think of the movie?
I really, really enjoyed it, especially like the family dynamic, kind of hyper-personalizing or personifying everyone's differences in the family, the Addams family. And I mean, it was a real throwback. I don't know if it was a throwback for you, Mom, as well, because I mean, this originated way back as a comic strip and then came out in a series of movies.
I mean, the original movies were also really tough to beat. They were really, really good films made with superstar casts. So you needed to kind of pay homage, but you also needed to update it.
Give it something new.
Yeah, for a modern... there were so many moments. Now looking back, undoubtedly, I loved Wednesday. She was like really cool. I thought she just hit the mark. Yeah, Chloe Grace Moretz did a fantastic job with the voice acting there, but where she walks into the house and Morticia asks her, Wednesday, where have you been? And she goes, elsewhere. I just want to say that to everybody who asks me anything now. Elsewhere. What was your favorite moment?
For me, I really enjoyed Pugsley's character. And especially the anticipation of the marzout that he had to perform. And you know he's going to fail.
He's going to bomb.
Dismally. But he's just a bad boy. Like, just...
I enjoyed his character in this incantation far more than the original series, actually. I think he had more, there was more meat to his character. But for me, if I had to say who my spirit animal was, Gomez is just so cool, dude.
Yeah.
I absolutely love his vibe. Nothing gets him down. He's so happy.
Right. And his firm belief in Pugsley's ability to actually perform this marzout, knowing very well that he hasn't trained. Every single practice session they've had is terrible. He's like, but you're my son. I believe in you. You can do it. And finally, ultimately, when he finds his own twist to it, that just really makes you go, wow, man, let's just all celebrate our own uniqueness as we celebrate the uniqueness of the Addams family.
Yeah, completely, man. It was feel good. There were some moments for the parents. It's one of those, if you're going to take your little one to go and watch, there will be enough for you. Enough of a throwback and an ode to the original. Are you that kind of guy? Do you do that?
Yes.
Really?
Of course.
I know, I'm
it makes it easier in a
No way, I'm a wrestler, dude.
Yeah?
I'll just sit there.
No!
I'm a wrestler. But this does make me one of life's great pleasures is enjoying popcorns and M&Ms while you're watching a really good movie. I think for anyone who hasn't seen the Addams Family, this is a great introduction into what the hype is all about, because it's one of those classic Halloween stories. And if you're looking for inspiration
Halloween now,
for Halloween,
tomorrow.
I'm telling you, even the sideline characters, the other family members of the Addams Family, the whole clan that comes with...
The lady who's making the reality TV show is so fun.
Oh, completely.
And her sidekicks.
Yeah. No, it's brilliantly made. There are a couple of really kind of adult themes in it as well to help carry it in that respect. But I think from a family movie perspective, you're going to love it. And I had so much joy, maybe because I'm missing my little boy so much, but just looking at the interplay between parents and their kids watching this film and how many moments and often what a child will find funny and what you find funny are completely different things. But there were a lot of moments that I was laughing along with the 4-year-old sitting next to me. But,
look out for the action scene shot slow-mo as Pugsley drifts through the air. Dynamite.
Oh, man.
Explosion.
Absolutely awesome stuff. So my life is better for having seen the Addams Family, and it's now in the theatres as we speak. So go and catch it with the whole family just in time for Halloween. Don't forget the popcorn and M&Ms. Perfect treat. Is it a trick? No, it's a treat to combine together as well. They are scarily shareable, but I'm not sharing these. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to just put it in there.
I can't believe
but
you're
what
a
happens
wrestler.
if you get M&M popcorn at the same time? I am a...
These humans scare so easily. I mean, come on. It's just a move.
Oh, well, the feel-good factor keeps flowing here on your Feel-Good Breakfast Show on this beautiful hump day. When you see these two gentlemen standing next to me, you know it's about to make you feel all the way good. And they're here with us. Guys, welcome. So good to see you guys.
Thanks, my boy. Thank you.
What good news and good vibes are you spreading now?
Jeez, I don't know if we're here to talk about, you know, some of the sexier stuff that, you know, we've done.
Yeah.
You know, we're here to speak at a conference in Cape Town. town, and you know, myself and Danny have started this diversity and inclusion project.
Yeah.
You know, where, you know, we're just dealing with you know, the issues that we face.
Yeah.
You know, in our country.
Yeah.
In terms of us getting along.
Yeah.
You know, us understanding who we are. You know, why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Because it's not as easy, you know, to get along. And we've got tools using our kind of relationship as a background that helps people.
Yeah, I love it. And I love you guys. So because I love you guys, I've brought you along here to Princess, who sorts all of our guests out with a cup of coffee. So please place your orders with Princess. What would you like to order?
Something strong.
Okay. Something strong.
So we got some espressos on Expresso going, right?
She kind of already figured it out. It's Daddy K and Camilo. They're here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. They're going absolutely nowhere. We're chatting with them after this, talking about this amazing project that they're working on. It's a social cohesion project. It's all about spreading the love and getting together and being stronger together. We'll see you after this. Go Boca.
A taste loved by those who have tried it. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush your daily goodness. Now also available in long life.
Support Crush in giving away another 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need. Buy a Crush, dial the number on the pack, and stand the chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand. Hashtag share the goodness. Made with love by Clover.
On the penultimate episode of The Next Brand Ambassador, the remaining contestants take on the ultimate challenge, selling tickets and dealing with celebrities. It's make or break as they push to ensure they survive the last elimination round. And in the boardroom, one finalist's dream gets dashed, while the others make the final five. That's The Next Brand Ambassador, Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. only on SABC3.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
A very good morning to you. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live, large and in charge, connecting with you on this Wednesday morning, and it's so good to be in your company. Thanks for joining us. Daddy K, Kabelo Mabalani, joining us this morning. Two gentlemen who've proven themselves to be far more than just platinum-selling award-winning artists. They've conquered the music business, and now the pair joins us to let us know on how they've successfully transitioned into dominating not just the music industry, but doing the same in commerce as well. We seek inspiration from the two. And it's so great to have you here.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Danny K, Kabelo Mabalani in the studio.
It's a very hard ball. It's a very hard up and under. You just keep it for us.
You got it. In there, Cheslin Kobe style.
Guys, I mean, I did say earlier on, we appreciate having you guys here, and every single time I've seen the two of you guys together, we know that we're going to be left feeling so inspired and so motivated. Good news only. But we know that you guys obviously successfully, led your careers in music, but of course transitioned into the world of business. How did the shift from business in that sense, and in a commercial, the commerce sense, come about? How did that shift come about and happen for you guys?
You know, I read somewhere that the word entrepreneur actually is the French word for creative.
All right.
So I think it stems from there, you know, making music, making TV, you know, and you create stuff out of nothing.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, that's embedded in the both of us to create, you know, something out of nothing. So whether you go into business or, you know, whatever, you know, field it is, it's always about creating new things, you know.
And Danny, has it always been the case for you? Because I mean, I remember when we did a gig together and you were speaking, behind the scenes, you were sharing so much of your knowledge with some of the guys around there about the stuff that you're doing, helping them to connect dots as well. Has it just always been a part of you too?
Yeah, I mean, before I was a musician, before I had any career in music, I was working a 9-to-5 in an investment bank. So, you know, I came from, I guess, an academic background, found myself in the music business, but realized that some of the truths in both is that if you don't change with the times, if you don't move, educate, have great people with you, you know, careers can be very fleeting and short-lived. So everything I've tried to do over the span of my 20-year career in this business, he's been in this business even longer than me, I think requires, as you say, that creative entrepreneurial spirit. And actually what we're here to do today, funnily enough, is not really a commerce-driven project. It's more one about our country. It's about us, I guess, being active citizens in our country and wanting the best for South Africa. And with the same real motive that we began Shout for a Safer South Africa, we want to play our part. And I think, you know, I think sometimes it doesn't always have to be about rands and cents, but to do really meaningful, good things, it has to come from an honest and true why. You know, why you're doing this. And that's why our diversity project is, I think, doing as well as it is I think people can see our sincerity. I hope they can, and that's what's made it a success.
Wow. Well, you guys are obviously known for really spearheading this Shout initiative, which you guys have been able to carry through your celebrity status. And now you speak about the why around why you're running this, you know, initiative and campaign around diversity. Tell us more about the why of this diversity initiative you guys are working on.
Well, I mean, we believe that, you know, this country can realize the potential that it has, but it's not going to happen by us kind of sitting on the corner and not doing anything. You know, we've got to get into the playing field, roll up our sleeves, and do stuff, and sometimes not the nice stuff, because, you know, some of the issues that we deal with in our talk and our initiative, you know, we deal with issues around racism, you know, stereotyping, unconscious bias, because if we don't deal with those roadblocks in our country, where if we're forever going to make, you know, stereotypes or believe in stereotypes that, you know, all people from, you know, from Blondie, for example, are gangsters, or all Nigerians are drug dealers, then we're never ever going to have, you know, in Zulu they say ubudlelwane, you know, we're never ever going to have relationships, because we make foregone conclusions about each other that really land us up in trouble. So we use our relationship as a backdrop in terms of how we've navigated the choppy waters of this country, using personal experiences of how racism, you know, has affected me in my life, how, you know, how he's been a beneficiary of privilege and how he's reconciled that, and encouraging other people to own their privilege and pay it forward.
Let's talk about how we as South Africans can get on board and be an enabler of the initiative to allow it to grow, to truly reach the hearts and minds of all South Africans, because I'm assuming that's part of the big why. We want to change minds, we want to change hearts, so that we can change the actions of South Africans every day and better our country. So how do we get on board?
You know what, I think you got to start, Kat, by just kind of, you know, letting go of your barriers, you know, just opening your mind and your heart up to listening to an alternative solution, message. For us, we're in the trenches. We're going around to corporate South Africa, which is really our hunting ground, but then we're going to schools, we're going to universities, we do a lot of pro bono work. We're actually going out and educating. I think that's really the biggest problem, is the miseducation in the space. So when you don't know some of these problems and barriers and roadblocks, very hard to get over them. So look, we've got a website, diversity101.co.za, which has got a ton of information on it. But we're also opening, like I said, to going into your spaces, coming into your schools, coming into your universities.
I want us to answer that. I think stop and think. How do South Africans get involved? You know, just stop and think, you know, before you act. And bring humanity in the conversation. You know, we at loggerheads, you know, we sit on different sides of the aisles, and we kind of take humanity out of the equation. I think if I stop and think and see somebody and understand that that person's got a mother, that person's got a father, person's got uncles, aunts, and it just kind of brings humanity into the picture. These aren't kind of difficult things to get, you know, to surmount. But when we take humanity out of the picture, then I just see you as a black guy, but I don't see you as a father.
A target perhaps for my anger, my
100%
inadequacies that I'm projecting.
100%. I don't see you as a father. I don't see you as a hardworking man. And when I interact with you on that level, the common denominators that we you know, that kind of bring us together are more than, you know, than stuff that drives us apart.
Diversity101.co.za. I love it. You guys are true champions of South Africa, man. And I pray all amounts of success and just upliftment for you guys, so that you can help us uplift the country.
Thanks. Can I say one thing? We're speaking in Cape Town today at the waterfront at Catalyst Africa. We're going to be doing our talk. So if there's anyone in the Cape Town area, you can get tickets at the door. I think it's sold out online. But go to catalystafrica.com. If you're in Cape Town, otherwise catch us on Diversity 101. And thanks for having us.
Danny K, Kabela, thank you very much, guys.
Sweet guys, thank you.
So it's just gone 8 o'clock. Let's delve back into those news headlines for the last time, starting here in South Africa, where unemployment has hit the highest level in more than 11 years. Statistician General Rizenga Maluleka yesterday announced the findings of the Labour Force survey for the third quarter of 2019 at a briefing in Pretoria. The rate has worsened to 29.1%. Numerically, the working population is comprised of 38.6 million people. A total of 23.1 million are active in the Labour Force, while 6.7 million are unemployed and 15.5 million are not economically active. The unemployment rate is the highest for individuals with less than matric, namely 34.4%. And staying in the country, Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan yesterday released the so-called special paper on Eskom and said the new roadmap was the beginning of the government's plan to reposition the parastatal. He said Eskom would be divided into 3 entities, namely generation, transmission and distribution, subsidiaries that would fall under Eskom Holdings. Meanwhile, Mineral Resources and Energy Minister Gwede Mantashe told Parliament that discussions are underway with industry players to find a way of reducing the cost of electricity, which had increased by more than 500% over the last decade. Then on the international front, Nigeria recently partially closed its border with Benin in an effort to stem the smuggling of rice. Later, it closed the border to the movement of all goods from Benin, Niger and Cameroon, effectively banning trade flows with its neighbors. This just 3 months after Nigeria had signed the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. So with 55 member countries, the agreement will create the world's largest free trade area. But Nigeria's actions now raise important concerns about the prospects of regional integration in this area of Africa. Then in America, a gay Missouri police sergeant has won almost $20 million in damages. That after being told to tone down his gayness to gain a promotion. So Keith Wildhaber of St. Louis County filed a lawsuit against the police back in 2017 after allegedly being passed over for promotion 23 times, despite stellar performance reviews. So after lodging a complaint, Sergeant Wildhaber alleges he was reassigned to work the midnight shift in a station further away from his home. A witness testified that one of Wildhaber's superiors described him as being way too out there with his gayness. And then finally, a 12-year-old Ghanaian prodigy has gained entrance to university to study public administration. Pimans Bamfo is the youngest out of some 3,000 who have just been enrolled at the University of Ghana. He passed entrance exams with flying colours after being homeschooled by his father, Robert Bamfo, a chemical engineer. Young Bamfo had told the BBC's Focus on Africa programme that he has ambitions for Ghana's top job. He wishes to become president, lift high the flag of Ghana, and make Ghana a truly independent country like China, the US, and Britain. In doing all this, he hopes to study constitutional law, the political systems of administration, principles of management, economics, and accounting. And I have a feeling he's going to do just that. That's where we leave our news for this Wednesday morning.
A 0 fee account with 0 surprises. That's different.
Money. On a 3. We kick it off with the Rugby World Cup as we delve into our sport, and Springbok head coach Rassie Erasmus has now confirmed that our star winger from the tournament, Cheslin Kolbe, has recovered from a knee injury sustained in the Rugby World Cup pool match against Italy and will be available for selection, of course, when they face off against England in the final on Saturday. Kolbe missed out on the semi-final against Wales, replaced by Sabou Nkosi. It was also announced that the final will be officiated by French referee Jerome Garces. And on to some great news from a local perspective. It's been confirmed that Cape Town will be the official host city for the 2022 Rugby World Cup Sevens. This will be the first time the Premier Tournament will be hosted on the African continent as well. South Africa was awarded hosting rights after presenting a detailed and comprehensive proposal. Cape Town's proven track record of delivering a sellout event during the HSBC Sevens series also helped win the bid. This will be the first World Cup to be hosted in South Africa since the 2010 FIFA Football World Cup. And staying with football, Tuesday night's PSL action saw Orlando Pirates forward Sekofatso Mabaso scoring an 80th minute what looked like offside goal to beat Highlands Park 1-0 at the Makwalong Stadium. Highlands Park coach Owen De Gama expressed his frustration after the offside goal was eventually allowed. This was the Buccaneers' third win in the Premier Soccer League, and they are now up to 8th on the log from 10th. Pirates currently have 12 points in the bag, while Highlands Park, they do remain in the top 4 on 14 points despite suffering their third loss. And then finally on to tennis. World number 3 Naomi Osaka has pulled out of the WTA finals taking place in Shenzhen, China due to a shoulder injury. The 22-year-old Japanese tennis star overcame Czech player Petra Kvitova 7-6, 4-6, 6-4 on Sunday to advance to the final, where she was expected to play world number 1 Ashley Barty yesterday. But Osaka was replaced by alternate Kiki Bertens, who is ranked at number 10 currently. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Wednesday morning as well.
Thank you very much, Graham. Let's take a final look at your weather across the country. But first of all, we take a look at those sunrise pictures that you've sent through. Thank you very much to Puluso Mugabe for your sunrise picture from Pretoria, as well as JP Malherb for your sunrise from Robertson. Tando Kumalo, your sunrise picture in Cape Town. Beautiful picture. Abraham Grandlim, thank you very much for your picture from Port Elizabeth. Sam Cross, what a beautiful picture that you sent through from Durban. Lastly, Gary Oakham for your incredible sunrise from East London. Thank you so much. We did bright and early again tomorrow morning. Expresso Morning Show SABC 3. That's where you send it to. And now those temperatures across the country. A couple of showers are expected in Polokwane today. 16. That's your low, reaching a high of 26, with a light drizzle for Mbombela. 17, reaching a high of 22. Pretoria, the capital city, 14 and 30, with Johannesburg starting off at 13, reaching highs of 28. If you're out in Mahikeng, it's a sunny day for you. Highest temperatures as well in the country. 15, reaching a high of 32. Klerksdorp, 7, reaching a max of 29. Sunny times in Kimberley, 5 and 26, with Bloemfontein starting off at 4 to peak at 25 degrees. A light drizzle is expected out in Richards Bay, 18 and 23, with a couple of showers expected for Pietermaritzburg, 13. That's your low, reaching a high of 20. If you're out in Durban, expect occasional rain today, 17. That's your low, reaching a high of 21, with Mthatha starting off at 10, reaching a high of 25. East London is sunny today with a southwesterly wind, though, traveling at 28 kilometers per hour, 12 and 21. Those are your temperatures, with Craddock starting off at 3, reaching a high of 25. If you're out in Port Elizabeth, a strong southwesterly wind. It's traveling at 39 kilometers per hour. Expect that, but your lows are 12, reaching a high of 20, with George starting off at 10, peaking at 19. If you're out in Sutherland, times of sun and clouds today, 2, reaching a high of 17, but you also have the lowest temperatures in the country. Take note of that. Cape Town, occasional rain for you, 12 and 18, with high humidity. For Worcester, 7, reaching a high of 21. Springbok, sunny times for you, 11, reaching a high of 26. Lastly, Uppington will start off at 11, peaking at a high of 28 degrees. Well, that's where we leave it for this morning. No matter what the weather looks like in your part of the country, you know the deal. Make it a feel-good type of day.
In fact, make it a smooth one, because there's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. Now, trust me when I say that there are lots of prizes up for grabs when you buy Tropica. And of course, we have prizes like airtime, there's cash, there are Caribbean tan hampers, guest watches, LG Q60 smartphones, 55-inch LG UHD smart digital TVs and steam dishwashers. More than 100,000 prizes up for grabs. And today, we are announcing our latest LG winner. So, congratulations to, drumroll, Rajan Naidu. You are the lucky winner of an LG Q60 smartphones. Congratulations. And this is what Rajan had to say.
I'd like to thank Tropica and LG for this phone, because first time I ever won something. Thank you.
Hey man, congratulations Rajan. We are happy to be the first to crown you with a prize for a competition that you have entered. So there you are. You are the winner of an LG Q60 smartphone. Enjoy it. And remember that you at home can also win amazing prizes. All you have to do is buy any size of your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life. Then find that unique code behind the label or the sticker and then follow those entry details. It's as easy as that. And if you want to be one of the stars on Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, all you need to do is WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395, and you could be the winner of all things smooth, fame, and fortune. So what are you waiting for? Get entering, and good luck. One more day to go.
It's your time to shine with Orbit Gum and Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. Follow the journey as the top contestants work through weeks of grueling challenges, fighting for one of 2 presenter spots on Expresso, all to be decided in a nail-biting finale. It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. Wednesday evenings at 7:30, repeat Saturdays at 1, only on SABC3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Just another reminder to make sure you tune in tonight, 7:30, for that presenter search on 3, the Expresso edition grand finale, down to the final 4, which 2 will be appearing on the couch beside us. We'll find out tonight. Now, let's inspire you to get out there and explore this incredible world that we live in. A trip through Southeast Asia, I think, is often a rite of passage into the big wide world of travel. Makes for a fantastic first trip, first foray, or maybe 101st trip if you are a seasoned explorer. Today, we are setting sail on board the truly magnificent Royal Caribbean Quantum of the Seas ship, and we're cruising to Southeast Asia. We've done a trip like this before, but this one has a slightly different spin, and we're going to welcome back Tino from Imagine Cruising to tell us all about this amazing trip, this amazing ship, and everything that we can enjoy with this. Whether we want to go solo, take the person we love the most in the world, our whole family, we're going to do it. And happy birthday, buddy.
Oh, wow.
No one,
thanks.
Everyone gets to be outed on our show. You know that's a happy birthday. Hopefully you're having
that was unexpected, but thanks.
Having a lovely day so far. Great to connect with you on your birthday. This Southeast Asia, we've touched on it before with one of our previous trips, but where is this particular cruise? When does it embark and where's it taking us?
Well, what makes this very nice is for the sun seekers, we're going somewhere warm this week.
Nice.
And as you mentioned, it's on Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas. It's a brief but beautiful cruise, and it's a holiday that really, in my mind, appeals to everybody because it's a shorter cruise. So for those people that have never cruised before, it's a good way to get introduced to cruising. For those that have never been to Asia, it's also ideal because you get a bit of a land stint and a cruise. And then also for families, the Quantum of the Seas is so action-packed and has got so many facilities on board that it just ticks all the boxes for anybody who's looking for something nice.
I love it, and that part of the world is beautiful. I've heard the people in that part of the world make your travel experience just elevated to a whole different stratosphere. We start in Singapore, if I am right.
Yes.
An amazing city that is on most people's bucket list, and this is a great place to kind of set the tone.
I always say to people that Southeast Asia is where my heart beats. It's out of all the places I've been in the world, that is where I always go to kind of reboot and reset for the year. So I would highly recommend this. And Singapore is a city of the unknown. I would highly suggest when you go there to go to the gardens at the bay and walk under these super trees, these iconic.
My sister was there like 2 months ago. It's mind-blowing.
And it actually feels like you in Avatar, in the movie almost. And then a lot of people will get worried because they think it's only technology and futuristic stuff to do, but it isn't. You need to go to Chinatown in Singapore as well, where you've got this hustle, this bustle, this vibe, the food, like I always say, we have to talk about food.
Yeah.
And the markets there are phenomenal. And you've got 2 nights in Singapore before you cruise.
Enough time to get a real taste of it, to light that fire, because it sounds like the one city you want to keep returning to. And then from there, from Singapore, what's the next stop? What adventurous?
You will embark on board the Quantum of the Seas in Singapore. You will then set sail for a 4-night cruise visiting ports like Port Klang, which is the gateway to Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, okay.
The next day we will go to Penang, with its amazing, amazing beaches, but also it's got a lot of colonial history, so there's a lot of information that we can go into there as well. And then you've got a sea day right at the end of your cruise. You will then end off your cruise in Singapore, where we will then jet you off to Kuala Lumpur and the amazing, amazing idyllic island of Bali.
Beautiful stuff, and Bali is a treat in and of itself. The price, every week you kind of seem to raise the bar a little bit, and this is just, it's mind-blowing to me. 29,999 Rand, including flights. We know this. So what does that price include?
It is phenomenal. It's a 14-night holiday, so you're physically away overseas for 14 nights, so keep that in mind. The departure date is the 1st of March 2020 out of Johannesburg. So this includes your return flights on Emirates, it includes your 2-night stay in Singapore, it includes your 4-night full board cruise on the Quantum of the Seas, it includes all your internal flights, your 2 nights in Kuala Lumpur, plus 6 nights in Bali, all with bed and breakfast. So the list just goes on.
That is incredible. We'll touch on that again and exactly when this embarks and how you can get in on the action. This is a trip, I think, of a lifetime, an opportunity to explore one of the most majestic parts of the world and get the perfect balance of cruise and holiday as well, starting from the incredible incredible price of 29,999 Rand per person, including flights and your hotel stay. It's mind-blowing. You could be exploring some of these magical cities of Southeast Asia. Just coming up, we're going to take a closer look at the entertainment on board the Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas. Why it's ideal for couples and for families as well. Tino, don't go anywhere, and happy birthday.
I won't.
We are in the kitchen, of course, spoiling ourselves this morning with the world's most shareable snack. M&Ms are in the house. Earlier on, Graham and I were enjoying ourselves with them, but now we're taking them to a whole new culinary level. We have with us Sam Linsal in the kitchen, and we're going to be making, they're called caramel blondies.
They're blondies, so
Blondies.
it's basically the caramel version of a brownie.
Okay, good, good. And just in time as well for Halloween.
Yes.
We're looking to make some tricks and treats for Thursday, and that's what they look like. That's what the final product looks like, but it all starts right over here. So you're going to take us through it, Sam?
Yes, so with this particular recipe, I have browned the butter before. It gives it a lovely nutty flavour.
Oh,
so
lovely.
you can either not brown it or brown it, but I've decided to brown it.
Good
So
stuff.
what you do is you first heat up the butter and you let that cook down for about 5 minutes until you get a nice brown caramel colour.
Looking like that. Okay, good
Yeah.
stuff.
So then that goes into a bowl. The other amazing thing about this recipe is that everything gets made in one bowl and it's super easy.
Yes,
So
it's
the-
super easy to make it, but you can
Yeah.
get the kids involved as well, right?
Exactly, and you can also do it with one hand. So in here we've got the butter,
Yeah.
the sugar, we're going to throw in an egg, and we've got the vanilla, and a little bit of salt, because salt is amazing. 'cause
Yeah,
salt
it's a flavour
amplifies-
enhancer.
Yeah, salt amplifies the flavour of caramel.
That's
and
why we
that's what's so
have.
nice about this M&M limited edition flavour is that it's got salted caramel in the middle.
Excellent, so we're just getting more
we're
and
just
more
trying to
of
get
that
more,
flavour in
because
there.
more is more.
more butter, more better. More
Yeah.
salted caramel, more better. Okay,
So
good.
you give that a
whisk
good
it up
whisk
little
until
bit,
it's nicely well combined. Pretty easy, and it starts getting a little bit creamy. Then we add the flour
You go ahead and do that.
and the baking powder. We just use
Excellent
a very little baking powder because we don't need them to rise too much. And we just...
This is pretty simple. I mean,
It's incredibly simple.
I've never made brownies or blondies
I'm making
before,
a
but as
mess.
far as this goes, this is very, very simple.
Yes, and so you just get that until it's nicely combined. Like that.
Good stuff.
Starts getting a little bit sticky, so we have to be careful about that.
Well, while you do that, let me tell
Yeah.
everyone at home, SMS the keyword treat to 33728 and we'll send you a link to the recipe as well as the ingredients list. And of course, there are many ways in which you can use M&Ms. You can use it in baking recipes and ice cream, or even just throw it over popcorn like we did earlier on. And they come in amazing flavors, the traditional flavor, peanut flavor, and of course, limited edition peanut and hazelnuts as well. And of course, you've got the salted caramel that we're using right now.
Yeah, then I've switched over to a spatula to make it a little bit easier. You can see it's all very well combined.
Yes.
And then we're going to add the salted caramel M&Ms. So I add most of them. I'm just going to keep a few back for the topping. And then you just mix that in until it doesn't take long to get them all mixed in.
And then if one of them just kind of strays, oh, what are you doing there? Oh. Didn't get it. Didn't get it.
And then what happens is you tip this out into your baking,
Okay.
into your pan.
Lovely
Oopsie.
stuff. You get somebody at home to help
Yeah,
you to do
yeah,
this.
you just hold
so I'll
that.
hold that.
And then you just gently press,
press
that
it
into
down.
the pan. It's a little bit sticky at this stage because it's quite thick.
Yeah.
Just pop it into all the corners. Get it out.
Here we go. And do you have the
Another one's gone
it's stray. Do you have the the oven preheated?
And the oven is preheated to 180 degrees C, standard baking oven temperature.
Good.
And then we've got a few extra M&Ms. We can just push them in just so that we make sure that they're evenly distributed across the top.
Here we go. Maybe even like
another little one for you.
Oh, it's a stray.
Yeah.
There we
There you
go.
go. And then that gets baked for 25 to 30 minutes. It doesn't need to get very solid. It just needs to start browning. It can be
Yes.
a little bit wobbly because it's really nice to get a slightly chewy texture on the inside of it.
Excellent stuff. As simple and as easy as that. SMS the keyword treat to 33728. If you didn't exactly see how we made this very easy blondie recipe, take a look at this. Oh, yes. So SMS the keyword treat to 33728. Yes, the salted caramel limited edition flavor is on the shelves now, but it won't be there forever because it is limited edition, so you better get out there and get them before they disappear. Sam, thank you very much. That was pretty cool.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Looks amazing as well.
Happy Halloween.
Listen, if you're feeling lucky, Sam, I don't know if you're feeling lucky, but if you're feeling lucky at home, we are giving away 3 amazing M&M's hampers filled with tasty treats and some cool M&M goodies valued at 2,000 Rand, including, yes, you guessed it, this hoodie for you and your favorite person. When you... Oh my word! Let us know on the competition post on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. What's your favorite way to eat M&Ms? Terms and conditions can be found on our website, expressoshow.com, and the competition ends on the 30th of October 2019, which is today. And you can get snuggly like this as well.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I need to go to the loo.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Let's go.
These humans scare so easily. I mean, come on. It's just a move.
This is Season 9 of Tropica Island of Treasure. Welcome to Curacao in the Caribbean. Buy Tropica and come find your smooth fame and fortune. WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for audition details. And stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million Rand. Grab a Tropica for details and see you in paradise.
The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win hundreds of thousands of prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, you don't have to rub your eyes. You saw it right, 29,999 Rand. That is what is going to give you access to one of the coolest cruises you can take in Southeast Asia. All on board the groundbreaking Quantum of the Seas ship, with so many activities to explore on the ship itself. You might find it hard to leave the ship, but there are some pretty amazing destinations to tempt you off as well. Tino continues to explore this beautiful part of the world, but also an amazing ship that's taking us through this beautiful part of the world. You call it your kind of the heartbeat of your travels in the world. Why is this area so fun-filled? What are we going to be able to experience, do you think, as we board the Quantum of the Seas to go through this part of the world?
Well, this ship has set a lot of Guinness Book World of Records by itself. It's also known as the world's most intelligent ship. So iconic thing that it has is an observation pod called the North Star. It's like a glass capsule with a robotic arm that lifts you 100 meters in the air while the ship is moving over the water to give you a bird's eye view of what it looks like. So that is something you have to do. It also has the world's first iFly, which is a skydiving simulator on board. It's got the Wave Rider, so it's surfing simulators that you can use. But then my favorite is it's got the world's first bumper car arena on any cruise ship. So
this, I mean, it really is. You talk about a full family experience. This really is something that, that the entire family
It's
can...
actually crazy. There's even a circus school on board. So while you're on board, you can go to classes with instructors, all in a safe environment.
I quite like the skydiving thing. I think that really jumps off the page. Me, sometimes you just want to chill. Sometimes you just want to experience the best that life has to offer. And I suppose we speak so much about unpacking once and just staying, but these are floating resorts effectively. And how can we energize? How can we enjoy and indulge on the ship?
Well, what's nice about the ship is it still caters with the traditional entertainment at night, for example. There's still, you can dance the night away in the music hall, but there's also a bionic bar, which I have to bring up. Zero human interaction. You actually you download an app while you're on board, you visit the bionic bar, you place your order and you watch robots serve and mix your drinks for you. And then, yeah, you can still watch your Broadway-style theatre shows in the theatre. And Royal Caribbean is famous for Broadway-specific productions, which is phenomenal.
And we know some of the best performers in the world, you know, do the circuits on the ship.
Yes,
so it's an opportunity to see some of the best dancers, certainly in my experience. So we're on board this beautiful ship. We are enjoying the best of technology and the best of the good life, but we're also going to some amazing destinations. We've set sail from Singapore. What are some of the other destinations that we go to?
Your first port of call is Port Klang. Now, this is the gateway to Kuala Lumpur, but remember, your holiday also takes you to Kuala Lumpur for 2 nights. I would rather suggest when you are in Port Klang, get off and go to the Batu Caves. These caves are as old as 400 million years.
Wow.
I actually had to double research that because I thought it was a typo, but it is. They are 400 million years old, and it's impressive. When you approach them, there's this huge, tall gold Murugan statue that protects them. And a plus point of this area of Malaysia, that is where their street food is most renowned. So I do suggest during your free time, walk around, mingle with the locals, eat some of their food. It's really phenomenal. The next day we will be in what they call Penang, which is sun-drenched beaches. So if you are sick and tired of the hustle and bustle and want to work on your tan and take those beautiful pictures on the beach, go there. But you will be docking in the heart of Jamestown. So the colonial influence there in the architecture is phenomenal. And you can visit some famous sites like Fort Cornwallis. And then I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, this ship is amazing, it's got so much to do, but I'm only on board for 4 days. Don't stress, your last day of the cruise is a sea day, so the ship doesn't dock at all. So you've got a full day at sea and an evening to just enjoy the facilities of the ship.
You really are spoiled for choice. Like normally, you're thinking of your destination as the payoff here, but yeah, you've got the journey itself is going to have such a massive, I think, lasting memory in itself, which is amazing. And of course, all of this for the incredible price of 29,999 Rand, including flights, including your stay in Singapore, including your stay in Kuala Lumpur, and of course, the entire holiday stretch, as well as being on the ship. Just amazing. All aboard the Quantum of the Seas. So up next, we're going to explore the last leg of what's starting to really sound like a life-changing trip, and an opportunity for you to really experience the best of the good life.
Big or small, we've got it all. Everyone will find something at the Crazy Store. It's no wonder South Africa considers the Crazy Store the crazy fun place to shop.
Well, Halloween is around the corner.
Tomorrow.
It's that time of the year.
Tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's all the hype right now. Everyone's going on about it, preparing their outfits, preparing their decorations, and all of that makeup, the works, costumes. But we know that decorating for an event adds up, and Halloween tends to creep up on us very quickly, as we've seen this year, for me especially. So you may be tempted to skip out on the pumpkins and cauldrons, but hold up, getting your spook on doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. Get ready to spook up your home, both indoors and out, with our favorite ideas and items for Halloween decorating with the Crazy Store that'll give you the jitters.
Yeah. Okay, so we got some great ideas for you, right? What do you have first up?
Okay, so Even though Halloween guests may, enter your home or never get to enter your home, for example, like the trick-or-treaters, they'll definitely see the front of your house.
Yeah.
We know that they will see it. So give it a festive feel with colorful lanterns, for example, which we've got over here. We've got some fake cobwebs as well as piles of pumpkins. That's important.
I'm glad you completed that sentence.
Yeah.
Piles
of pumpkins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
These ones are pretty cool. We've got these spooky cloths that look something like this. You can drape these across your windows or your door to give your house a little bit more about it when the guests arrive for the trick-or-treating. Why wouldn't say that's what it is.
To give it what?
You're supposed to give them the... You know that feeling?
What else have you got?
We've also got these wonderful trick-or-treat pumpkin kind of holders, if you will. So if you are going to be trick-or-treating around your neighborhood, or you could actually also use them as wonderful decorative kind of serving bowls on your table as well, right?
So they also do double up as deco pieces and deco elements as well, right?
And all these blood splatters as well that you can stick all over your house, and you can tell intricate stories about how they got there.
Or if you've got
then the cat
jumped
in
Yeah, or if you've got nice things in the fridge and you don't want people opening the fridge, you can actually paste them on the fridge so people are scared to open the fridge.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
That's so... but of course, we know that no Halloween celebration is complete without some fun pumpkin carvings ready to greet your trick-or-treaters and party guests. So we thought we'd try out sort of carving out our own pumpkins. And
have you ever carved out a pumpkin before?
No, I haven't. And
quite an intricate process.
My imagination run wild. I can tell it's quite intricate. So we're going to be doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be showing you some skills a little bit later on, right?
Yes.
Already?
Get ready! Look, we got our hollow pumpkins, and we're going to start. And later on, we'll be catching up with you to show you what our carved-out pumpkins look like. Yeah. Hopefully, right and ready for Halloween. Yeah. And we'll show you by the end of the show. Yeah. Let the
start
begin.
Are you going to write he there and then cover it out?
No, you can't write he. It's.
Okay. Well, listen, we'll check in with you guys later and show off our pumpkin carving skills with a crazy store in just about any town near you. Have fun choosing from their spooktacular Halloween costumes that have you going. And then deco, of course, for your little ones. Make sure to follow the crazy store. They are on Instagram. They're on Facebook. They're also on Twitter to learn all about exciting new products and fun ways that you can use them, like what we're going to be doing just now, like this.
Big or small, we've got it all. Everyone will find something at the Crazy Store. It's no wonder South Africa considers the Crazy Store the crazy fun place to shop.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Still got about 20 minutes of the show to savor on this beautiful Wednesday morning. And speaking of beauty, Bali's beauty goes way deeper than its majestic appearances. The island is also home to many traditional cultural traditions that are still practiced to this day. It's also the last destination of our incredible cruise across Southeast Asia on board the Royal Caribbean's truly remarkable Quantum of the Seas, all courtesy of Imagine Cruising. And Tino from Imagine Cruising is here to inspire us a little bit more. So we've got an inspiring ship, amazing ship, modern marvel of technology that has a little bit of something for everyone. We've got some incredible destinations, and we rounded off with a leg in Bali. Is Bali as beautiful as it looks in pictures, as people say it is? Because everyone who's been there just remarks how it really is one of the most beautiful places on earth.
Well, it is known as the last paradise on earth, so you can truly go by what everybody says that have been there. And Bali, it sounds cliche, but it offers everything. You've got beaches, you've got landscapes, you've got a volcano, you've got amazing people, you've got so much culture and history. And you've got a mixture of exploration and relaxation, which in my eyes is always the key to a proper holiday. And it also gives you the opportunity to get in touch with nature again. There is a monkey forest, which is a grand reserve in Ubud with over 100 species of trees, the most exotic and beautiful temples. You literally take a step back in time. But the most fun for me were the hundreds of macaque monkeys, and they're all just sitting there eating crab the whole time. So that's quite phenomenal to see as well.
It looks stunning from the pictures, just something breathtaking from a South African who's never been there. It looks like something that really just soak up on every level. And to all of our Expresso viewers, I'm hoping that you guys have got a little extra something to throw into the mix.
Well, we always do, and especially for clients that book today, we are including a half-day tour of the village of Ubud.
Oh, nice.
And we will make our way to the Tampaxering Springs. Now, Ubud is the birthplace of Balinese culture, and even though it sounds commercial, it really isn't. You really mix with the locals. You can walk around amongst all these temples and shrines. You can see how they still make their wooden carvings, how they eat, how do they live. We will then give you a lot of free time as well to visit the area and explore the paddy fields if you want to. A lot of opportunity to take pictures. And then when we get to the Tampaxering Springs, now these are famous amongst Balinese Hindus for having healing powers, the waters. They wash away evil spirits and keep you safe.
Oh, don't we all need that now at this time of the year? Just wash.
And then right at the end, we will go to the Tupati village, which I didn't expect a lot from. But here they still practice the ancient art of batik hand painting. And I ended up being the person that bought the most prints. So my entire family is kitted out now.
I can see that the area and the people and the culture have made their mark on you. Just one last time, because it's truly remarkable to me. This price, what does the price of 29,999 Rand include?
Yes, so it's 20,999 Rand per person sharing, departing South Africa on the 1st of March 2020 out of Johannesburg on Emirates Airlines. All your port and luggage taxes are included. You've got a 2-night pre-stay in the amazing city of Singapore with bed and breakfast. You then have your 4-night full-board cruise on Royal Caribbean's one-of-the-kind Quantum of the Seas. We then jet you off to Kuala Lumpur for another 2-night stay, another jetting off to the luscious island of Bali for a 6-night stay, and then you fly back home.
I think out of all of the amazing trips that we've discussed, this on balance has the most for everyone.
Yes,
there is a little bit of everything for everyone. And I think if you want a first-time cruise, this sounds like the ship to get that experience on. The Ship of Dreams, really. I mean, oh, look at that statue. Absolutely majestic views of Southeast Asia, and they could be yours. It's a traveler's dream destination, and you want to book your spot right now. These are going to go very fast. You want to be on board Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas. To inquire, to learn more about this and a host of other amazing offers that are available via Imagine Cruising, go onto imaginecruising.co.za right now. Or even more importantly, if you want to score some of those exclusive deals that have been offered just for our Expresso viewers, 0861777245 is the number to dial. So get dialing right now. Tino, have you got anything planned for your birthday today?
Well, work first, and then I'll probably do something nice tonight with some family and friends.
I hope it's a superb day.
Thank you so
much. You always kind of inspire me with these trips, but this one's got me really thinking about how I can rearrange my life come the 1st of March next year to experience something like this. A truly amazing holiday, life-changing experience could be yours. So get to imaginecruising.co.za. Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Well, the time is right about now for you to win all things smooth, fame and fortune with Tropica. And the question is, have you entered for hashtag TIOT9 yet? Yes? And are you ready to win your share of 1 million rand in a grand prize with your celebrity partner? And have you always wanted to be a TV star like Anga Makubalo and Bongs or Lizanne and Brendan Paper? Well, if the answer is yes, now is your time. So let's quickly catch you up on how many days you've got left to enter the experience of a lifetime. And you have exactly, not 2, but 1 day. That's all you have because entries close tomorrow. So make sure that you enter now if you want to make it to Tropica Island of Treasure. You can enter by sending the WhatsApp keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 and we'll send you all of the entry details. Time is getting tight. We're talking mere hours now. So enter now if you want smooth fame and fortune. WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to the number 063-921-8395 for all of the entry details. If you're looking for the terms and conditions that apply and more information, you can find all of that on tropica.co.za.
Well, what did we tell you? We're busy getting ready for Halloween with the crazy store, and Kat and I have been busy, hard at work, carving out our pumpkins over here. You can see what I've done here. I've gone for a bit of an unconventional look for my pumpkin. Yeah, a bit of an unconventional one, a love-struck pumpkin. But this, what? I think this is not the one for my. Hey, let's see. This,
what are you trying to do?
The top is, I think, maybe your one, and then this one is mine.
Yeah.
Hold on. Well,
trying to get this. What's going on with your pumpkin?
Yeah, it's fine. It works. It's a love-struck pumpkin, ladies and gents. It's absolutely beautiful. And
I just need to make sure that I've. Wow, you're really trying to force it there. Just.
What happened? Okay, cool. This one is.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Look, it's got the teeth are out.
Yeah.
Oopsie. And maybe give it a bit of a
crown.
like the.
This is so creative.
The Night King.
This is so cool. And then you can stick it in there.
Yeah.
This is so cool. And I almost want to do like a bit of like a sound effect for it, where it's just like sitting there, and then you've got sound effect coming out of the speaker going, "Waar is my leef?
Yeah.
Waar is my leef?"
Hold on.
So let us know on social media, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. You can see Kat's one over there. Ooh, it's a bit of an OTT one over there. It's got a crown. Inspired, what is this one? Is it inspired by Zazibini Tunzi or what?
Yeah?
Was it like a Miss SA type?
No, I was thinking more like the Night King. The winter is coming. And then you can also use it to like stack your knives, you know, just to make it look more dangerous.
I suppose it makes it more scary.
It looks like it looks like the throne, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can almost hear the sound effects that go with it. Let us know which one you like. Which one? Yeah, Chef, now your one's made mine look like a bit too basic, huh?
You know, you've always been a bit. I mean, what? Okay.
Let's go. Let us know on our Facebook page. That hashtag is Expresso Show. Which one do you prefer? My one, which is.
I'm joking. You're not basic. You're not basic at all.
Oh, Kat's one. Kat's one, yeah? So let us know. We're going to be checking out those comments and then, yeah.
I'm actually quite impressed with the teeth. The teeth came out quite nicely.
Yeah, are you not impressed with my hearts there on my one?
Well.
Save big this week with Dion Wired. Live your best life with the Fitbit Versa 2 for 3,999. Work it up with a Dell Inspiron 2-in-1 laptop for 11,999. Get a Samsung 12-kilogram Eco-Bubble washing machine for a squeaky clean 14,999. Impress with a PlayStation 4 and FIFA 20 for only 8,499. And feel the power with a Samsung Note 10 for 18,999.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back, guys. We've got just 10 minutes left. It's been an awesome show today. Really have enjoyed it. So let's elevate it. We've eaten a lot of popcorn and sweets, as one does on Halloween.
Great treats.
Well done on your respective pumpkins. Both very different.
Thank you very much.
So we're going to chase it with a beautiful caramel milkshake, guys. Beautiful, indulgent, rich, awesome milkshake to wash down all of the candy that you're going to be eating. So each of us is going to have an important job. Okay. So Tobias, I'm going to get you started right off the bat. Okay. You want a nice chocolate run. So you know you're going to want chocolate running down the inside of the glass.
Yeah. Make it look creepy.
Like marbling creepy.
That's easy enough, yeah. Okay,
Is it though? I don't know. You're going to
we'll find
use
out.
whatever technique that you feel is best. Okay. So I'm going to start with the milkshake itself. So we're using caramel. We've got, obviously, our Clover Fresh full cream milk. You've got to go full cream. If you're going to make a milkshake, don't play around. I've got some vanilla ice cream that is...
the basis for all good milkshakes, of course.
And it's been well frozen. I'm not going to use all of it.
It's all coming out.
Whoa.
Wow.
You see,
the whole thing. But that's nice. Spooky. Spectacular.
You've got quite an interesting technique there, but I trust you, man. I
Wow.
trust you.
Because I must run, man.
Wow.
It's too late to go back and give the job to swap roles. Okay,
Do
so
you
now
want to do this one?
No, I'm really
playing,
enjoying
dude.
watching
No,
you
I'm
do
playing.
it.
I'm sorry.
It's fascinating.
I can't believe I chocolate shamed you there. Sorry, buddy. Okay, so we've got our caramel, our beautiful...
All right, good. The milkshake's
vanilla going in.
along quite nicely.
You've seen Steela there with your chocolate run. So then I'm going to put quite a bit of milk.
If this was your grade 9 GEC exam, how much do you think you'd be getting?
I know, Shane. But look, it's actually a nice run.
It's starting to get the right thing. No, that's all good. It'll all balance out.
I'm trying to give you confidence.
In the end.
You doubt yourself too much. You must enjoy the process.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to just give this a little...
There we go. There we go. That's looking very good.
It is looking amazing. Okay,
Yes.
how are you doing, Tobias?
I mean,
Who are you answering? Yes?
Yes.
What's wrong with
This is.
Are you okay? Who you
said
Yes. But listen, the milk that lasts longer, that's why we're making use of this Clover fresh milk. It contains 9 essential nutrients and, of course, vitamins. Very important, including protein, vitamins A, D, and B12. Fantastic, as well as calcium. Why wouldn't you want to try it? Why wouldn't you want to be buying this? Why wouldn't you want to be using this? And that's why we're making use of our Clover full cream fresh milk.
All right. Okay. So now I'm going to add some more after. So now you're going to put a layer of our coconut biscuits. Okay.
Nicely chopped.
I mean, you can fold it in if you want. I just like the idea of discovering something in the middle.
You can even let it like hit the sides a little bit and hang on to
the drippage.
chocolate.
Listen, your chocolate drippage actually turned out really well.
That's really good.
Okay, so then you're going to add a little bit of our peppermint crisp.
I like when you said up front that this you drink at the end to wash down all the candy.
Yeah, you drink it if you drink it at the beginning, you're not going to have space to. Don't be shy. Yeah, you can. I mean, this you can turn into dessert all on itself. Hey, that's looking amazing.
Yeah,
chocolate. You see, now you're getting into it.
There we go. Well, the key word is Clover. SMS Clover to 33728 if you want us to send you an SMS with a link to this recipe. Absolutely easy. It's fun. Get the whole family involved. Get your friends involved in making this. Clover to 33728. We'll send you an SMS.
The trick is not to overfill it. Okay, so now we're going to put a big dollop of dollopy. Of cream.
I like when you make like sound effects for things, man. Yeah. Dolloping. Dolloping.
There we go. Yeah, don't be shy, hey? Don't be shy. Okay, bear in mind, we're still going to have to put in a lacquer, little flaky, and a wafer if you're feeling super indulgent. So you've got to be careful not to overfill it, otherwise everything's just going to spill out over there. Well done,
Which
guys.
is also not a bad thing.
No, you can shout then a bit of a wafer goes in there.
Yeah.
And
did it hang around?
Another one of those. And of course, we're using our reusable straws here because we are not about that.
Are we having a whole wafer or half? Is it safe to say that Kat is the king of aesthetics?
Yes.
Because he's got finesse, hey?
I feel like you're already accepting defeat in your pumpkin challenge.
He did. And then, of course, with a little bit of this. In case you missed any of these steps involved in making this totally easy to make peppermint tart milkshake that we're making, the keyword to which is Clover to 33728. Check this out.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover. Nothing is fresher than Clover fresh full cream milk. Combine it with peppermint, caramel and coconut in the shape of a milkshake and life just couldn't get any sweeter. To a blender, add 4 cups of vanilla ice cream, 1 cup of Clover full cream fresh milk, and 1 cup of caramel. Then blend until smooth. Line each glass with melted chocolates. Then top each glass to the halfway mark. Add crushed coconut biscuits, crushed peppermint chocolates, and pour in the remaining milkshake. Top each shake with dollops of whipped Clover fresh cream and stick in a wafer biscuit if you're feeling extra naughty. Treat your family to these delicious Clover peppermint tart milkshakes. It's the perfect summer pudge.
Made with love by Clover.
Wow. Okay. And there you go, just like that. That's how you make this extravaganza of a milkshake. 33728, that's the SMS number. SMS Clover.
You check out mine magically appears,
SMS with the recipe. Okay, Kat, what's left to do? Because you're
What's
going.
left here?
You chow it.
I'm just all about
Now you chow it, man.
just a
Guys,
little
I feel
bit
very
of
proud of our
greenage
combined
on
effort
the
here.
top.
Please give me
Just
some of that.
allow-
Give me some of that.
Yes,
Why
yes,
am
yes,
I not
yes,
getting
yes.
you that love?
Give you some of that spookiness,
Thank you.
greenage on the top with that.
It's a treat so good it makes you want to go.
There you go. How about that?
Awesome stuff,
Gives you
guys.
the-
Well done. Okay,
What are you drinking?
Have a taste, man. Guys, have a little taste. Cheers. Happy Halloween, guys. Happy Halloween. Ching ching.
May you be spooked.
Tomorrow.
May you be spooked.
Yes, thank you, and you. Listen, we're back doing this awesomeness of
It's not
Feel
shy, eh?
Good tomorrow from 6 till 9 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us, to all of our guests, for inspiring us today.
yeah.
Benny K and Gabella. What a beautiful show, right?
I've known those fellas for so long. It's so cool to see them still rocking and rolling in the way that they are. Just incidentally, tomorrow, if you are a parent and you are struggling with a picky eater, in our Baby Talk segment, we're going to be getting into that.
Okay, this is
All right.
Okay, this is happening. Okay. All
Just
right.
came in there hot, man. You came in there hot.
Oh, that is me.
Beautiful.
And then tomorrow, another edition of the Tropica song. We'll be performing it again. We've got some cool dancers coming in just to enter the vibe. The smooth
And then Presenter Search on 3 tonight, 7:30. Oh man, the finale, you get to see the 2 winners who are going to be joining us. And tomorrow, because they're going to be announced tonight, tomorrow they'll be in here in the building.
As the winners. What are you dancing in celebration of? Tropica.
also, who won the carving competition?
What noise is your pumpkin making? Sabiso. Oh. It's Halloween.
Mine has got that.
Yeah, it's very busy. It's a very busy pumpkin, but it's great, guys. Well done.
This is so delicious. Clever to 33728.
We'll see you tomorrow. Make someone smile out there, okay?
We love it.
Smooth
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.